God of War Ragnarok State of Play seems to be right around the corner, and I'm mad. I'm going to be mad, but not really mad. There are elements of the way that Santa Monica's handled the marketing of this game. It has been a little irritating for fans of the game, but I have a particular frustration. So as a reminder, this is June 27th when I went live recording this. I'll be out of town starting on Wednesday, the 29th, through the 5th of July, taking a little trip with the fam for the holidays. So I'm probably not going to get to cover this, so I'm a little ticked off. We've been anticipating this, predicting it, and I'm going to give you all the information right here at the beginning of why we think this is happening, why we think God of War Ragnarok is actually coming this week. There's a very notable and reliable leaker, so I'm going to give you a nice quick update right at the beginning like I typically do. This is a Reforge update. God of War Ragnarok State of Play is coming likely this week, the last week in June, and I'm kind of mad, but not really. I'm going to talk about the leaks, how many leaks have been correct by this leaker in particular, and why I am kind of mad about this. So from express.co.uk, a State of Play for June 2022 could be penciled in next week. They printed this last week, with a reliable leaker hinting at upcoming news on PS4 and PS5 exclusive God of War Ragnarok. Always remember that these very quick updates, you can hit subscribe and the bell button so you don't miss them, and check out Reforge Gaming where I stream live. Now, the release date's not been announced. This has been something that gets hotly debated and hotly discussed, saying that the game's been delayed, that they had a release date and they've pushed it back. There has never been an official release date stated. There was just a delay at the end of 2021, and then there were some placeholders that got shuffled around, leading people to think that the game was getting delayed again. More than likely, when the placeholder on September 30th got kicked to December 31st, that was them saying it's going to land in fourth quarter instead of maybe they were hoping for third quarter internally. The placeholder being moved doesn't point to a delay. It actually is a stronger indication the game is launching in 2022. It was already confirmed by Sony Santa Monica that the game was coming in this year, and then the Snitch has descended upon Twitter. So who is the Snitch? Quote, "The Snitch has quickly garnered a reputation as one of the most reliable leakers around after correctly leaking a ton of news this month. The Twitter user correctly leaked the full lineup for Sony State of Play held earlier this month, which revealed Resident Evil 4 Remake and gave an update on Street Fighter 6 and more. June was a very good month for the Snitch. Many people are looking to this leaker as being one of the more reliable leakers out there. And if that wasn't enough, correctly, the June leaks just kept coming from the Snitch. Plenty of other big hits in that month, including Hollow Knight, Silksong, and the Persona games coming to Xbox Game Pass, the release date for PS5 exclusive The Last of Us Part 1, and also revealing the Crisis Core remaster for PlayStation, Xbox, Switch, and Steam. So, the Snitch is getting a lot of attention. He's nailing stuff. He's getting things right. And many people are wondering, does this guy have an inside, track on stuff? Has he got inside intel? What did he say about God of War Ragnarok? They posted an animated GIF of Kratos along with some numbers that appeared at the bottom of the screen, and fellow leaker Tom Henderson highlighted this binary code seems to be pointing to God of War Ragnarok news on June 30th. Okay, so June 30th is a Thursday. They like doing their state of plays on Wednesdays and Thursdays. And why am I mad about this? At one level, I have been a little frustrated with the complete lack of information from Santa Monica about God of War Ragnarok after the initial delay announcement, but I think this is something that we're just going to have to start to accept. Many developers and companies don't want to talk to the public when they don't have much to say, and also they want to handle the marketing very well. They don't want to shoot things out too quickly and then have everybody get really upset if it has to get delayed again. They also don't want to show you things that aren't going to look close to the product. But more specifically, I'm mad that I've been calling for this game to be, it's going to be released in 2022. There's no way they delay it. And I've had to put a lot up with a lot of pushback and a lot of people countering that prediction. Many people are hoping for, it seems, and kind of pulling for this game to get delayed. A lot of this seems motivated by the fact that Redfall and Starfield got delayed, making it a little bit of a thinner fourth quarter for Xbox, and people would like for Sony to not have full reign with both Forspoken and God of War Ragnarok launching in the last half of this year. The very end especially is a very good time for holiday sales. I won't get to cover this because I'll be taking a trip, so I'm a little bit irritated if this thing actually hits and has extensive gameplay. We'll do a full gameplay breakdown, response, first impressions, and all of that when it finally happens over on Reforge Gaming, which you should head there now if you like live streams. If you like these quick updates, hit subscribe and the bell button, and I'll see you in the next video. And I'll see the rest of you right now. Thank you so much for being here this morning. I am, man, am I bummed. Man, am I bummed that that I won't get to cover it this week when it finally happens. So you're mad you might be wrong? I'm not wrong. The game's coming this year. They're going to do a state of play this week. That's the biggest bummer of all. Like, I am actually mad. I've been telling people this thing's coming. They're going to do one final thing in June. Right, they're gonna get everybody's attention. They did the state of play at the beginning of June, which was, you know, it was a little ho hum. Nobody was super impressed with that, you know, that thing. I thought it was perfectly fine, but there were many people that felt like it wasn't very good. And I, for one, think that when I look at the state of announcements in the summer, I thought, oh, nobody else is going to want to do anything in June. It's just going to get too cluttered. It's going to get too cramped. And then we started hearing whispers of like, oh, there's going to be a Sony event. There's going to be a state of play. You know what I'm saying? There's going to be all this stuff. And when I saw the Sony announcement, there's going to be like a Sony presentation tomorrow about some screens and some monitors and stuff. And I thought, oh, maybe people got their wires crossed, right? Maybe people got things backwards. Maybe people got things wrong. And they were missing the mark on certain things. And so that's what I was kind of hoping for. I was hoping that maybe people had misjudged, misfired, or whatever the case may be. And apparently, no, that's not the case. The fact of the matter is, there is according to the Snitch has gotten a ton of things right. There will be a Sony State of Play this week on Thursday, which is a bit of a bummer. Just let Creature boot the stream up with a gif of you watching and reacting in the corner. I did upgrade to PlayStation Premium, so hey, if you guys haven't been here before, hit subscribe, hit the bell button, hit the like button. We're going to be covering this, debating this, discussing this. When do you think the likely release date is? There are still people that think, man, oh man, it's definitely getting delayed, which is kind of funny. Man, my CPU will not cool down this morning. It's just like stuck at 71, which isn't bad, but with the load right now should not be taking it to 71. I even did a fresh restart this morning. It always makes me a little nervous. We had that weird shutdown like a week and a half ago, and I just assumed that it got too hot. Let me open the door to the office. Give me 1 second. I'm just going to try and keep the office a little bit more cool. It might be warmer in the room since overnight the AC doesn't run as much, and it could just be the actual room temperature. Is keeping it a little warm? I don't know. I think that I need to replace the rig sooner than later. What's good, Feed? I see you in the chat. Good to see you. Guys, make sure you are on live chat. Make sure you smash the like button. If you really think about it, it's your fault collectively deciding to go it alone and be a big, awesome America. Had you stuck with the Brits, you wouldn't be taking a trip on the 4th. Really, it is. It's America's fault. It really is. Like having to take a trip. Actually, it's more for a family reunion. They do it on the weekend of the 4th, I think, because many people are traveling around then. Sup, I'm new. Welcome in. Appreciate you being here. I appreciate you guys supporting the channel so much. I don't like taking breaks, but this is one of the first times I'm actually like looking forward to a break. We went crazy in June with gifted memberships, and we had all those things to cover. There was so much news. The channel's been doing very, very well. I'm like, you know what? I'm actually looking forward to a break. I've not been show prepping like I should, because I'm just like, I'm already kind of in vacation mode. It's like, it's 2 days, you know, we'll do a Ragnarok stream and then we'll react to Asmongold. That's our second stream of the day. He thinks that gamers are the easiest people to manipulate, and I actually don't agree with him. I think it'll be a good discussion. There will be a ton of swearing. There's nothing I can do when I'm reacting to a video and somebody decides to swear a lot, especially if it's Asmongold. But it was too on the zone and hemisphere of things we've debated about a lot recently. You deserve the break. Thank you. If you guys missed the announcement, we are going to be doing a lot more for members in lieu of going over to radio. Yeah, I did get a haircut. Thank you, Sarah, for noticing. The rest of you that didn't notice my haircut, frick you. I'm just kidding. But I do want to make sure and let you guys know that we won't be going over to Reforge Radio for a live stream. We felt that show wasn't good enough or strong enough to continue doing. I didn't feel like we were doing anything new or anything that's substantive. We think it makes way more sense to do more with the members. We can do something every day with the members, and we've got a lot of great ideas, and we think it just makes more sense. We've gotten a ton of members, and all throughout July, a lot of them will be dropping off because they were gifted. And we think if we really dig down and focus and deliver more content, it'll give a ton of more people a reason to dig in and become a member. So we hope you guys enjoyed Friday night. Friday night with Fall Guys was surprisingly thin. Like, I expected a much bigger turnout with this huge surge of membership. Everybody was really excited. We never even hit a full game. I think our biggest game had 50 people in it. You need 60 people for a full game of Fall Guys. So you guys missed out. I know Friday night's tough for people, but some of it I do think is on YouTube. I don't think YouTube does a great job of putting content in front of people when it's members only. And so we did our absolute best to remind everybody and to ping everybody as best as we possibly could. So hopefully the next time we do that, we can get a bigger turnout. Actually, it kind of doesn't matter. To me, honestly, it doesn't matter. I just want to make sure people know it's happening. I don't want anybody being like, I didn't realize you guys did that. Like, we've said it a million times, and we do everything we can to put the stream in front of you. But I just don't want anybody missing out. The truth be told is if we have a smaller turnout, there were like these other game modes and stuff we could have tried as things whittled down. So I'm good either way. It doesn't hurt my feelings. It's there for you. I had a fun time. Me and Hilly back in the saddle again, doing the thing and having a great time. So I hope you guys had a great time as well. And you can always go watch the VOD. It's actually quite hilarious. So, if you've never been here before, I am a Safe for Work broadcaster. We're talking God of War Ragnarok release date. Why I'm mad. It seems this week there will be a God of War Ragnarok State of Play on Thursday, and I will not be able to cover it. I won't be able to cover it. I'm going to be out of town. I'm super bummed. We're going to have to come back the next week and do it, whatever they end up showing. I'm imagining it's going to be a lot of gameplay along with the release date. What's good, Snow? Good to see you. It was the best community night by far. It was really, really fun. YouTube Lurker hitting a 3-month milestone and doing a tier 3. Friday night was awesome. The best part was when Lono's brother reported that the neighbors called the authorities for reported frustrated screaming. Yeah, my brother was actually getting pretty irritated. It was comical. It was comical how frustrated some people were getting, How are you? I'm good. I'm feeling wonderful. I'm drinking some Reforge Roast. If the United States Postal Service ever asks you if you want informed delivery emailed to you, don't do it. It's terrible. I have a letter coming to me from the IRS today, and it's giving me so much anxiety. It's probably literally nothing. They send us like automated stuff every once in a while, like forms to fill out and things to file. But I saw this morning, I'm like, oh my gosh, did we mess something up? Which I don't think we did. We did everything up, on the up and up, and our CPA submitted everything, and we've paid them. But man, oh man, don't do that. Do not sign up for the United States Postal Service informed delivery, because you'll just get really nervous when you see certain things coming. It's not enough. It'll be a lever over the stimulus check. I got one last week. Oh, you're right. That's what it is. I thought it looked familiar, and it was addressed to both me and my wife, and I was like, I wonder if it's about that stimmy money, man. Like, that's probably what it is. I don't know if anybody calls it stimmy money. I just made that up. So if you guys want to turn that into a thing, you got that did you get that stimmy money, like if you're on the street and you're trying to be hip with the cool kids, you might give that a test drive. I've gone too far with this. There's no coming back. So I got the K-Cops call due to reports of screaming, but I reported a bean for beating me in Fall Guys and nothing happens. Report player Hilly and I had such a blast. We had such an absolute blast. I really, really hope we can get more people to tune in. That is quite literally the perfect game for community game night. It couldn't be more perfect. What's good, Lufi? What's good? No one, no, throw that in the trash. Yeah. Small business owners here who deal with the IRS back in 2019, if the IRS needs to send you something, you need to worry about it will always come as certified mail. Oh, it's not. Thanks. Now when I see that, I'll have a mini heart attack, Fuzzy. I appreciate that. Oh my gosh, sorry. I had to mute. I had to sneeze. What's going on? Am I a terrible person for standing near the finish line and throwing people off? Yeah, you are. But at least you know you are, you know. Why are you mad? It's the most waited for game of the year. Jonathan, I'm mad because I have said that the God of War Ragnarok release date is this year, right? You know? It's this year, and I'm not going to get to cover it. I'm going to be out of town. This is the reason I wanted to do this stream is it's a great way to cover what happened and to also let everybody know I'm going to be gone Wednesday to Wednesday. Like, I'll be back Wednesday next week. So I'll be here today and tomorrow, but Wednesday the 29th, I'll be back live on the 6th. It's a great way for me to let everybody on the channel know, like, hey, don't freak out. I didn't quit or retire or anything, right? I want any money. We could use it. The zoo of children is getting expensive. Everything is, all of it. It's just life with children, you know? Did the release get confirmed? There is almost guaranteed to be a God of War Ragnarok state of play this week, right? Are you mad because it releases this year? No, I'm not mad that it's getting released this year. I'm mad that they frickin' waited until the last day of June to announce the release date and probably show a bunch of gameplay. Listen. I've been saying for months that this thing's not getting delayed. I've gotten a ton of people to disagree with me. They're like, no, it's definitely getting delayed. And I've had to fight tooth and nail with those people, okay? Oh, you like my Excite Bike shirt? This comes from the 80s Tees video game collection. Use that shirt command as well as my code over there if you want to get that 30% off. Gonna miss the streams, but your time off is well deserved. The 3 to 4 streams every day is seriously impressive. I know we all appreciate it, Check. Keep up the good work. Thank you, Alex. I appreciate that. You're mad because, I wanted to release this year. I'm very, very excited about it releasing this year. Did you find out who made the bet with you? Whoever the coward is that made the bet with me that said they would pay me $50 if it launched this year. They would come in when I was streaming it and tip me $50. Whoever that coward is, I hope you're watching the VOD and that I hope you're a man of your word. And you actually show up and pay me because I want my money. I'm just kidding. I actually really do want your money, but not that way, right? But I am curious who it was. I genuinely can't remember. It wasn't Jeff. Jeff was pro Sony. It wasn't him. Any streamer you recommend to cover this week? No one's as good as me. Are you kidding me? I'm the best in the business, baby. I'm just kidding. I don't know anybody on YouTube that will be live streaming it. You know, I don't network all that well. And, you know, I react to Asmongold and other people and watch their videos, but I don't know them. You know, I just watch their videos. It wasn't Mo. Mo says it wasn't him. He said it hurt his feelings. I thought that I had a bet with Mo that God of War Ragnarok release date, it wasn't getting delayed. Here it comes. And I thought it was him. He says it wasn't him. Conspiracy theory. Lono is disappearing for a week on purpose to make everyone that much more ravenous for his content upon return. Yeah. I'll do it. We'll let y'all talk. Yeah, but I can't promote purple. I can't promote purple snow. You know what I'm saying? You got to keep it on YouTube, you know? I can't promote that. I can't promote that platform. I know you're there and many other people there. I know it's a great platform for money and it's good. They're trying to do things for medium and smaller, you know, content creators over there, but I can't promote that platform. Not in a million years, you know? Looks like it's Doomslayer. Good thing we all forgot who it was, says Doomslayer. Who could it be? Doom! Was it you? It was Doom! It was Doom! I remember now. I remember. It's Doomslayer, because he just lightly insinuated that it was him. I actually didn't genuinely remember. You just basically said that it was you. So, listen, because I forgot, we're gonna need to up the ante. All right, it's now $100. I'm just kidding. It's now $100. If you guys are members, that's another thing you can look forward to, is more gameplay on the channel. Okay, so when God of War Ragnarok releases, if we get to a point where I'm like, man, this just isn't working, we're at part 3 or 4 or whatever, it'll become a members only segment if we feel like it's hurting the channel. Like, we are primarily a talk show, okay? This channel is primarily a talk show. If you've never been here before, a lot of people treat me like a video game podcast. They throw me on in the background of their day, and they just sort of listen like it's radio. Now, later when I'm reacting to Asmongold's video, he swears a bunch. I can't do anything about that. I think his video is great. I think it'll make for great discussion because I don't agree with everything that he's saying. I'm dying for people to disagree with, but I end up watching him or Young Yeah or anybody, and I'm like, I just agree with them. That won't be a very good video, right? So I actually found some things that he said to be off the mark a little bit. So I think it'll be a good video, but he will be swearing. But for the most part, when you tune in, this will be a safer work channel. I do my absolute best to give you a constant flow of dialogue. There's virtually no dead air at all on the channel. Due to gas prices and shortage, baby, for me, the best I can do is 50 cents. Yeah, I can give you 50 cents. I can give you 2 quarters. That $50 will get Lono a nice quarter tank of gas. Don't talk about that, please. We have a nice big Honda Odyssey that we'll be taking up to Ohio. So please don't remind me about that aspect of the trip, because I actually do a really good job never paying any attention to that. I try not to. Right now, obviously, there are people that have to pay attention to that because money gets so tight. You're literally having to stop at a certain dollar amount, and I feel for you. I really do. It's obviously, it's great when you don't have to. It's just more of a nuisance and more of an annoyance, and I do my absolute best not paying attention to it. Also, I don't drive almost anywhere. I mean, I do drive when we go places, but I'm here, 80% of the week I'm in the house, and my kiddos and my wife are out doing their stuff, running errands and swim lessons and library visits and everything else, you know what I mean? So, just got truck and hearse for gas. Yeah, any kind of big vehicle. Let's not talk about that. We're not talking about gas prices. It's just going to make everybody depressed and feel sad and angry, and everybody will shake their fist at the wrong person probably, or thing or entity. Let's just not talk about that. Let's talk about, all right. Let's do this. All right, here we go. God of War Ragnarok, State of Play happening this week. Is it? Let's do this. Is it happening this week? Yes or no? Do you believe the leaks? Is the God of War Ragnarok State of Play, is it happening this week? Yes or no? What do you think? The leaks are looking like it's going to be the 30th, right? Excuse me, but I think that you should be mad if it's not releasing this year. Oh, if it gets delayed out of this year, yeah, I'll be pretty mad. If that's what you were trying to ask, I misunderstood your question. If the God of War Ragnarok release date does not land in this year, I will be irritated. Yes, pretty irritated that they sat all year and said nothing, and that they frickin' did a tease release date placeholder bump the day before Summer Game Fest, oops, and then did nothing and said nothing. And now, you want to know why I'm especially frustrated? Let me tell you why I'm especially frustrated, chat. I told my family, I said, listen, if you're going to schedule the family picnic, all right, June is a terrible month for that. I've got all kinds of stuff happening in June, and I would not be able to make it to the picnic. I've got too much work to do. You wouldn't be mad? I wonder why, Mo. We're going to need to get Sherlock Holmes in real life to figure out why you wouldn't be mad if God of War Ragnarok got delayed. It's a true conundrum and a mystery. We will need both Sherlock Holmes and Watson to deduce the reason that you're not mad. In any case, so I tell my family, I'm like, please don't put it in June. I will not be able to come if you guys do it in June. There's too much going on. They say, okay, no worries, and they do the family reunion picnic. They do it the first weekend of July, July the 2nd, which is actually, truth be told, it's pretty sensible. People are traveling for the 4th of July because America's awesome and all other countries are not. Just kidding. But everyone travels for the 4th of July. Suck it, Brits. And I'm like, okay, that'll be perfectly fine. So I'm on the phone with my mom. No, I'm texting with my mom about the trip and when we're thinking about coming up. And I thought, I might pull a half day on the 30th, okay? You might pull it back on the 30th. And then she's like, well, why don't you come up a day earlier? It'll give us one extra full day, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, all right, fine. Like, I'm a lot more laid back about trips now, okay? I'm trying to be. This is part of therapy. This is part of not being workaholic, right? And then I hear this leak, and I'm like, you've got to be kidding me. Like, the actual day, the day that I was going to travel, it's actually the day after now. Trust me, you're not the ones who celebrate that independence. Oh, shut up, Harry. You love me, and you love us. You want to... Actually, not right now. I don't think so. I think you guys probably aren't very... You're like, we don't like you. Your background is so clean, ain't no way. You think that's fake? You think that's a green screen? You think this is all an illusion? As the white light from the lower light hits my arms, right? You can kind of see it. Oh, maybe that's why it looks like a green screen. It looks like I have a white outline. All right, hang on a second. Hang on. You ready? Oh, gosh. That lighting was not epic. I thought that was going to be like a heroic pose of lighting, and it literally just brightly illuminated my shorts and crotch. That was terrible. That did not go that did not go as planned. I've never done that before. I blame you, Raxy, coming in here and questioning if my background is legitimate. It's a good thing. It's a good thing I wasn't having any issues right there, Just one of those no reasons, You ever have one of those? You know what a no reason is, right? An NRB? It's a good thing I didn't have one of that happening. A light would have hit it, and people were like, what's the matter with you, bro? It's in the middle of the morning. You're drinking your coffee and doing a talk show. Settle down. Jeepers. The poll doesn't support my answer, and I don't need to see your nuts in the morning. I didn't think that was going to happen. I thought I was going to look like a superhero. I mean, superheroes tend to be pretty, well endowed, but I didn't think that was going to happen. I thought, oh, here we go. I'll prove to this little whippersnapper that that's a real background. God of War Ragnarok is going to be a hit, but it's going to be a copy-paste from the last game. I feel that it's going to happen. You do? You feel that? Based on what exactly? Is there a pattern with the developer that indicates that? Is there a pattern with Sony sequels that indicates that? Right? Schnuts of the day with Lono. Listen, you're not going to get me to do an OnlyFans. I know you guys want to see, what's behind the curtain, but it's not happening, okay? Number one, it would be like grand opening, grand closing, because everyone would be like, hey, he's finally doing it, and everyone would say, this is not, we grossly overestimated how exciting and great this was going to be, and then they would just cancel their subscriptions. It would be the fastest. I'd get an award. They would send me a pity award. It was like the fastest open and closed OnlyFans account in the history of the platform. Here's a plaque to make you. We hope that you can get through this trying time of just massive rejection. Nah, boy, with a $5 tip through Super Chat. Sup, man, do you think the Sony State of Play announcement will be Monday or Tuesday, and what time they usually announce it? It's usually 5 p.m. here for me. Homie, thank you for the tip. I don't know why they're waiting so long, right? What if you made your own website and called it Lonely Fans? That's not bad. Loney becomes lonely. That would be really disingenuous, though. I have a beautiful family. I'm living a wonderful life right now. They're like, he's not lonely at all. I had a fantastic weekend. You know what I've been doing over the weekend? You know what? I've not been working over the weekends, and it has been phenomenal. You guys, seriously, we can get a little mushy. The support of the channel has been so ridiculous. My daughter has been in desperate need of a new bike. She was clearly getting too tall for her current bike. And being able to go to the store and, like, buy a bike for your kid and know that, like, hey, we're not being stupid right now. Like, I get to bless my kid with the bike because the business has just been going so well. I've got that confidence as a parent. Like, you guys gave that to me. Like, that was pretty cool yesterday. Like, I didn't want to tweet about it because that always feels stupid, like some kind of a boasting thing. But, like, I wanted to thank people. Like, bro, being able to buy a bike for your kid, that's like a moment in their life that they're going to remember. Like, getting their bike, a new bike. I was so proud of her because she gets on it, and she's like, it's too big. And I'm like, no, it's not. It's just different. And so we got her used to it. She went up and down the driveway a couple times. She literally taught herself how to ride a bike. If I know anything about my daughter, is that she's going to be totally fine with whatever she wants to do. Because I didn't teach her how to ride the bike without training wheels. We took them off, and she just, like, taught herself. She was just, like, doing it, like, going up and down the driveway, trying over and over again. Like, she didn't get discouraged. I was like, my gosh, the tenacity. And she figured it out, and so it was a little bit bigger. So she was a little nervous. I always encourage her. I say, remember the things that you've improved upon to have confidence to know you'll improve upon this. So get on that thing and go. So, yeah, that was a really nice day yesterday. So thanks, seriously. June was a little nuts. Hopefully June's not an anomaly, you know. I hope everybody doesn't abandon us next month, because I'll be gone for a week, you know. I'm just kidding. I know you guys won't do that. Please don't do that. I know you won't. You're all trapped here. It's voodoo tricks and mind games. You'll never leave. It's like Hotel California. Hits right in the dad heart. Yeah. I'm trying not to get mushy. We're talking about Boy and God of War and everything else, so... Everyone all sad. Lono posts a section of a photo every week, and fans have to wait for all the photos to piece together for the one photo we've all waited for. Yeah, you know, that I could do that, and again, it would still be it wouldn't be a very long-lasting subscription. If you're tuning in and you're wondering why I'm mad that God of War Ragnarok is probably getting news this week, is that I'm not going to get to cover it unless they do like a surprise thing tomorrow, which would be awesome, but I don't think so, because that would step on the toes of the other Sony event. There is a Sony event tomorrow for their hardware. Their the TVs and headphones and stuff. And so, yeah, that's they're not going to step on it. As long as the coffee keeps coming, yes. We don't have an order of Reforge roast yet today. My wife's packing everything up from all the orders that happened over the weekend and Friday. Reforge roast, we have a light roast and a dark roast. I'm drinking some this morning. It's wonderful. I'm actually polishing off. We had some defective bags from the holiday roast that we couldn't ship to people because they were so messed up. So I'm having some of that this morning. But that'll return in due time. Look at that. Look at those nice new labels. When I get back in town, we will have an updated web presence for Reforge Roast, so get your orders in this morning. If you're a coffee drinker, you owe it to yourself to try it, because it's got balanced acidity. And if you've never had coffee before with balanced acidity, you got to try it. It just takes all that bitterness out. It's super smooth. You need to give it a whirl. Reforge Hardware is the name of your OnlyFans? Yes. Yeah. Again, guys, you're not getting an OnlyFans. Seriously. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? I don't do that. I'm not even a casting director. You, like, don't even send me your auditions. I don't want to see them, right? I can't do that. My problem now, you're taking a break, but I still need to work. I don't know how I'm going to ignore my coworkers now. Yeah, if you listen every single day, can we get 200 likes? We should have 200 likes by now. We're very, very close. Let's get those 200 likes. Let's go. Let's get it going. Why is my computer running so hot today? I would really, really like to know what on earth is running in the background that is causing this. It's so frustrating. OBS is barely running. I genuinely think it's just, I think the CPU is going bad. I think I might have to get back from the trip and look at replacing the dadgum machine. You know what I mean? We do mail to Canada. Shipping's not too bad to Canada. It's not too bad. It's very good within the continental U.S. We did everything we could to keep shipping costs down. But once it leaves the America, it can get a little wild. So I should delete Casting Couch at reforgemedia.com. News to me. Listen, folks wanting to send discrete drops and videos and stuff. Please, no thanks, man. Love the shows. Quick question. How long do you think God of War Father and Boy series can keep going before Boy grows on his own? Yo, Pit Viper renewing and doing a tier 2. Welcome back, Pit Viper, for renewing that membership. Listen, here's the thing. A lot of people are curious about that. A lot of people are curious about, like, is there a way to keep this going? I feel like Atreus is gonna bail at the end of this game for some reason. They could do an offshoot game. They could do DLC where you just play as him. I don't know, right? You know what I'm saying? Oof. Fan theory, somehow they actually are going to announce a delay and Loney is going to be on break vacay so he doesn't have to make another I Was Wrong vid. What do you mean? I Was Wrong vids do incredibly well. I would hate to make that one, though. That one would be heartbreaking, right? Find me a casting couch in Star Trek. No. I don't want those discrete drops. I think the game is not even finished halfway. I don't know why. I just have a feeling as far as Cory Barlog goes, just likes to mess with us. I don't know, man. They've been too quiet. Why would it only be half done? It's gotten rated by two different video game rating websites. It's been rated by two different websites. That means a playable version of the game is somewhere. That we've also got people that have worked on the game that are like, yeah, it's playable. We've played it. Like, only half done? I don't think so. There's nothing to point to that. You know what I mean? Canada, the land of the moose and the maple syrup. That's right. That is absolutely right. That's what they're known for. That's what they're known for. That binary code translates to 30. Everyone's just assuming it's June 30. It could be July 30th. So you think that they're going to do a state of play on a Saturday? You think so, homie? Like, they typically do their state of plays on Wednesdays and Thursdays. Most commonly, they seem to land on Thursdays. And July 30th is a Saturday. There's no way they're doing a state of play on a Saturday. I just don't buy it. Have they ever done a state of play on a Saturday? I don't think they have. I think when we went back and checked, they almost always land on a Wednesday or a Thursday. Yeah, it's obviously 2030. That's right. It's it's the game's 8 years away. Because pre-launch reviews are always telling the truth. I didn't say anything about pre-launch reviews. That's not what I said, Abe. I said the game's websites that give it a score, a rating, teen or mature, those companies can't do that unless there is a semi-complete semblance of a game. They can't do it. So, yeah, I'm not talking about reviews, right? And if there were people posting reviews of the game, would you think they're lying? Even if that was a thing, they wouldn't be lying. Like, yeah, it's a complete game. It's out there. And it's not. No. Yeah. Traditionally speaking, in the gaming industry, when those websites start giving it a T rating or an M rating, that means the game is virtually done. Like, that's a very, very common indication that the game has got, like, finishing touches and polish being put on it when that happens. Yeah. And truth be told, if it's like a month before the game comes out and there's like early review outlets talking about the game and saying stuff, they could obviously say things that, you know, about the game that might not be 100% truthful, but that doesn't mean that the game's not completed, if that makes sense. Like, they can misrepresent the product. Like, review outlets, I mean, obviously can do that, but I wouldn't think that that would mean, oh, the game's not ready or anything. Like, they're just making it up. Hey, first order of Reforge Roast. Somebody snagged themselves a dark roast, a Rogue Necro. Thank you, Rogue. Our first order of Reforge Roast for the day. Let's make it a double. Who's going to be the next order? God of War State of Play, November 30th, because it's a Wednesday. They're going to wait till November. Yeah. And then it'll be, you know, various ratings boards. Yeah, a couple. It was like 2, might have been 3. I know for a fact it was 2 because we reported on it both times. Nintendo Showcase tomorrow. I'm going to be dead honest with you. I won't cover Nintendo events because I don't like covering Nintendo anything. They're very weird. Last year, they sent really cryptic tweets about co-streaming their event. So we, at the last minute, didn't co-stream it. We all sat together. I watched it on my phone and sat like in frame and reacted. It was some of the cringiest content I've ever made in my entire life. And I've made some crap. It was so bad. I was like, what? I will not ever cover an event unless they explicitly state somewhere, go for it, go ahead and co-stream. You know what I mean? Like, no way, bro. I don't cover their stuff. They're weird. They're weird. I don't even like streaming their games because I'm like worried if I utter a single complaint, the video will get struck down. Like, I don't know, man. I don't like covering Nintendo. I don't like covering anything Nintendo. No thanks. If you've never been here before and you're clicking the subscribe button, thank you for doing that. I'm a Safe for Work broadcaster. We're covering God of War Ragnarok release date. There will be apparently a state of play this week, according to a very reliable leaker, and I'm mad about it. I'm mad. You back Monday or Tuesday? We'll be returning on Tuesday. I'll be live. I'll be streaming today and tomorrow, and then I'll be back live on the 6th. Like, I'm taking an actual genuine break. Really, really an actual break. The Godfather is strict. Oh, for sure. Debatable on cringe today with the lighting was pretty cringe. That was pretty bad. Me sitting and doing this and reacting to a Nintendo Direct was some of the worst content ever created on any of my content funnels. It was very, very bad. I was extremely it's not what I wanted to do. It was super weird too. We couldn't get any clarification. The tweet was like super cryptic, right? Now the God of War State of Play that's likely happening this week, I 100% would have streamed it, co-streamed it, and I would have laughed in everybody's face. It was like saying that it was going to get delayed. I was absolutely going to laugh. I'm like, haha, but I don't get to do that now. I'd do it like a week later. You made me late for a meeting? No, I did not. You made yourself late. Would you recommend playing God of War 1 before God of War Ragnarok? Well, if you're talking about all the way going back and playing the original God of War games, I can't make a recommendation. My first God of War game was the 2018 game. If you can play that game on PC, a good PC, not like a PC, if your PC barely runs, don't do that. But I would say, you can go back and you could play God of War 2018 on a PC, or if you can play it on a PS5 with the 4K checkerboard update and the 60 frames per second, I think it's 100% worth playing. Going all the way back and playing the originals, I don't know about that. They're very, very different games. I can't speak to their quality or how much they've, how well they've aged, Can I just say thank you for the Friday night Fall Guys stream, says Kat. I haven't laughed that much in a long time. It was pretty funny. It was pretty funny. It was really good. You watched a YouTube summary vid and played Ragnarok? Wait, are you from the future? McD09, if you're a time traveler, you can't just give it away that easily. You know the rules. You're stuck here now. They won't let you come back. You just broke the rules of the time traveler's code. You can't do that, bro. Jiminy Christmas. Welcome to 2020, bro. 2022, bro. You're stuck. You are stuck here now. Never get to go back to 2030 where things are way better. Yep, you got to live through this crap with the rest of us. The goose. Yeah, I love that there was an actual goose skin in Fall Guys. You don't really need to go back and play the first God of War game, says Legend. Playing the 2018 game will be fine. It's 2020. Yeah, I said that because I feel like we haven't really gotten out of that. It's like it's the number on the calendars moved, but nothing else seems to. 2030 is the right time for Ragnarok to come out. East Coast Overlord with a $5 tip through YouTube Super Chat. Morning Lono, been a bit out, but the new job is going great. I'm the fastest PC builder in the East. Can you build me a really, really strong streaming rig and send it to me for $5? I'll give you the $5 back that you just tipped. Build me a massive streaming rig because mine's running super hot. I think it's just gonna get worse every week. I even did a reboot this morning. Like, my CPU is sitting at 71 Celsius, keeps spiking into the 80s. I'm like, that's way too hot. I didn't change anything either. I think it's just continuing to run hotter and hotter. Plot twist, Lono is a time traveler. His eagerness to condemn the would-be time traveler shows he has a complex understanding of the dynamics of a multiverse time travel. I just know the rules. That doesn't mean I actually do it. You know? God of War was rated M. Have to assume the sequel will also be rated for adults. Between all the dismemberment and beheading and Grox, the Blue Dwarf's hilarious. Yeah, he swears an awful lot. Yeah. Is that idle temp? Well, no, I'm streaming right now using the CPU. I'm using between 16% and 20% of the CPU. So it's not even full load, and it's sitting at 70. No, idle, it sits in the 40s and 50s. But right now, streaming, it's every week it's been hotter. And I'm like, you know what I mean? Hey, Reforge, remember me? I'm just going to say yes so you stop asking. Because that's not really a thing. We don't do that here, right? This isn't like, it's not like speed dating where I have to remember you. I don't know what that has to do with speed dating. That just sounded like the right joke to make. He came back from 2030 to try to change what happens, and now so this Earth doesn't die. That's right. What's your cooling solution? It's a really, really nice CPU cooling, like water cooling thing. You know what I mean? Do I know Mr. Cake? Is that how you pronounce that? Cake? No, I don't know Mr. Cake. No. Do you? You seem familiar with that person. Almost as if you probably eat a lot of that, I would imagine, given that you're familiar with them and wanting to know if I'm familiar with them. So, that's an Uno reverse card, my friend. You lost. Try again another day. Maybe find somebody on their literal first day streaming. Still super strange. Wonder what background software could be running could get you right up about the CPU. Apparently, it's just a CPU that runs hot. Like when I had the local place work on it, they were like, "This is one of the CPUs that just runs silly hot." It's just what they do. I'm like, great. It's also an old rig, so probably. I mean, I'm sure they applied new thermal paste and everything. This was months ago when they put the new coolant system on there, and we've been totally fine. And then 2 weeks ago, it just went kaboom, just shut down in the middle of a stream. So I lowered how much CPU usage when I'm streaming to like ease up on the workload of the dadgum thing. But I don't know. Reforge, you remember me? I complimented your Spider-Man shirt. I remember you complimenting my Spider-Man shirt. I remember you coming in another day and asking if I remembered you when you complimented my Spider-Man shirt. If this is what we're going to do every time you come in, I don't know if that's going to be a good relationship. It's not you, it's me. I can't tolerate feeling like I'm in Groundhog Day. So it's, again, you're going to have to find something new. Check your DMs for me, bro. I requested you. Yeah, I saw that. I think you did it on like my smaller Twitter account that I don't use. I literally just use it to like tweet announcements, and then I retweet from my main. I'm not in a position to do anything right now, like with being on podcasts. So I appreciated the invite. I know lots of people are trying to like do shows and get guests. I just do not have the time, right? It's just, I'm not in a position. It's a good running gag, like with Feed. I can see it working. Feed and I have a long-standing, friendship relationship thing. Like, this is somebody who was here one time, and they want to come in and do that every time now. So I don't think I would want to do this ever again. You think that the Norse God of War will join with Kratos and Boy and act as a companion for part of the game? Are you talking about Mimir, like the head guy? Are you talking about him? Or you mean the Norse God of War? I don't know. You remember me? You remember? Yeah, I remember. I remember all of it. Yep. The day hasn't started until Feed tells Lono, awesome shirt and awesome stream. That's usually in the afternoon, though. That means that the day's almost over, right? Oh, Tyr, not Mimir. Sorry, Tyr. Or Tyre, or Tear. Do you think God of War Ragnarok will break the sequel curse and be so much better than God of War 2018, or is the PS4 side going to hold it back? I don't think the PS4 side will hold it back. I don't think it held back Horizon Forbidden West. I think Horizon Forbidden West was a very successful sequel. I thought it did great. You know what I mean? I definitely think Forbidden West had things about it that I found to be like disappointing and frustrating. But I thought Horizon Forbidden West was a perfectly fine and very successful sequel, and being cross-generationally supported didn't hold the game back in my estimation. Now, if you want a truly PS5 version of Horizon, then you'll have to wait for the next one, which will probably take 5 or 6 years to develop. They're probably working on it right now. They're probably gearing up. 2027, 2028. You know what I mean? Please do stay to play this week. That's the rumor, that there will be a God of War Ragnarok State of Play this week on June 30th, and I'm not going to get to cover it. I'm mad about it. I'm going to be out of town. This is a great way for me to talk about the news surrounding God of War Ragnarok, and also let you know that June 29th through July 5th, I'll be gone. So, this week you'll get 2 streams, Monday and Tuesday, and then next week I'll be back Wednesday to Friday. So, sadly, if you want my coverage of that, I'll try to do maybe like a short or something. I might do some shorts while I'm gone, you know what I mean? Can't wait to play the game, really. Same. Thought I was special. Guess my couch interview wasn't good enough. No clue. Couch interview. Oh, no, we would need to see more versatile footage, so you know what I mean? We got to see that A through Z, we got to know, can you replace a light switch? Can you hotwire a car? Can you these are all things that you need to be able to prove you can do. So that's just part of the process, Can you change a tire? Like, none of this has anything to do with it. We're just farming for really good DIY YouTube content. You know what I mean? We're just going to repurpose it all. We've seen enough of your shorts this morning. Hey, that'll be a different kind of shorts, sir. What in the world am I supposed to do at work for 3 days? Here's the thing you really got to watch out for when I'm gone, okay? You got to really be on guard for this, okay? Keep on guard for this. If you suddenly become really, really productive, your boss is going to take notice and want to know what happened, right? Your boss is going to want to know what happened. So your boss is going to say, hey, great work this week on that report. You did a great job. We expect this level of production in the future. So what you really want to do is don't work any harder while I'm gone, okay? I need you to be able to watch every day and support what I do, and if they expect that level of production, then you'll have to stop watching. So just coast for the rest of the week. Wednesday comes around, prop your feet, maybe call in sick one of the days. Be lazy. Just be a bad employee for a couple of days. So what'll happen is when I come back in town, you'll start ramping back up, and they'll be like, oh, thank goodness, whatever was going on with that person, they've shaken it off now, and they're back to being a mediocre employee. So we're happy to have them here. So don't become more productive while I'm gone, or you won't. It'll be bye-bye. You won't be able to come back. My secret to work really hard, become the boss, then I don't care how much work I do. I'll have my team handle it. That's right. That's right. Awesome shirt, sir. Thank you. If you guys like my Excite Bike shirt, it's a classic, obviously. You can get this from 80s Tees. It's officially licensed merch, so it's legitimate, really good print quality. You can always use the shirt command. Always remember when you go to 80stees.com to use code LONO for 30% off. You call in all 3 days. Yeah, just call in all 3 days, and just let them know. Say, hey, I'm feeling a little under the weather. And I'm not going to be able to come in. You can change a tire and jump a car. I actually knew you could. Like, you seemed like the type of person to be able to do all of that, right? A response to Asmongold, pay to win Diablo Immortal. Oh, is that the guy that's like defending? Oh my gosh. He's like defending Diablo, right? Yeah. I want to respond to him. I want to watch that and respond to him. I wonder if that's our brand of reaction content, is reactionception, where I'm like, listen, I'm going to see myself as the debate moderator, and I'm going to watch this reaction content, and we're going to react to it. The reactionception, I think, is the future. I really do. Never give 100% because they'll always expect 110, and anything less will be a disappointment. Yeah, just do everything at about 70%. They can't fire you, but they certainly can't expect more from you. I should become a motivational speaker. I really should, I really should. I just need like one of those weirdo like microphones that like kind of comes out like this. You ever see these guys that got like the Britney mic, and they're like, listen. You got to ask yourself 3 questions. Where am I going? How am I going to get there? And what am I going to do when I get there? If you can't answer these 3 fundamental questions, then quit your job now and just go lay in a gutter. Okay? Pick yourself up and ask these 3 questions. The truth is most of you will amount to nothing. So start working like it. Okay? Give these companies 70% effort, all right? And they'll never expect more from you, okay? We got books in the back, CDs. The coffee's not free. Neither are the donuts, all right? Buy my books. Sign up for my podcast series. They all hold the lapel mic. I couldn't get it to stay, you frick. I couldn't get it to stay. I don't have a handy Britney mic. I don't have one. Dadgummit. But that's it. That's the key to success right there. Just accept it's okay. It's okay to be It's okay to be mediocre. It's fine. We need lots of mediocre people, You make the world go round. Not everybody can be handsome and successful like me. It's just one of those things. This is truly awful. I just splashed coffee on myself. This is the worst. This is the worst piece of content. This advice is so bad. Watch out, my old boss would shoot you for that. I bet he would. Where do you live? Texas? If you want to be a motivational speaker, you got to cut off your legs and arms and rub it in everyone that you're more successful with no limbs. I don't think I want to do that. I don't think that's necessary, right? This is not due to lack of effort on my part. I will get a Britney mic before this is all said and done. Oh, yeah. I will never wear one of those. No way. You'll never get the audio quality to match this. I'm too obsessive about audio quality to use one of those stupid things. Has your vacation started already? I told you guys that my show prep was really bad. I'm on vacation mode already. I was like, man, frick this. I told my wife, I was like, 2 days? It's starting to feel like a real job when you're like, 2 days? Just blow off early. I'm kidding. I really enjoy doing this. I am. It's just, I tell you what the hardest part is. Once we get in the trenches, I'm good. Once we get in the trenches, I'm good. We book shows, we write everything up, we get going, we get humming. But buddy, that Sunday to Monday is so hard. I get out of the trenches and I'm like, oh, frick it. Like, I don't know, what are we talking about tomorrow? I don't know, just make a thumbnail and I put someone's face on it. I don't care. Like, it's just really, really hard to get back into the trenches. I don't want you to use it. I just want you to wear it. How stupid would we look? How stupid would we look? This big giant mic boom coming into the shot and also wearing a Britney mic. They'd be like, why are you wearing that? I'm like, well, you know, in case I get up and walk around and start ranting, you know? I just suddenly am like, you know what? The fact of the matter is that Obi-Wan Kenobi is the worst show in the history of Star Wars, and I can't take it anymore. I actually am gonna go all the way to Disney World, and when I get there, I'm gonna walk up to Galaxy Quest, and I'm not gonna go in because the show was... See, that's why we need the Britney mic. If we get the Britney mic, then we'll be able to do... We'll have segments like that, you know? That's the future. That's the future of content here on Reforge Gaming, you know? And this is the point, says Creature. But isn't it funnier without the mic? Isn't it funny? Is it funnier without the mic? He's just walking around ranting like a crazy person? Like he's lost his mind. What's the matter with this guy? What's the problem? Change your name to Bob once you lose the limbs? That's so rude because I would bob in the water. That's dark. And what's really dark is I got it right away. The beat started as soon as he stopped yelling. Lono, you're loud enough that we could hear you with the mic at the end of the street. Okay. Yeah, you're taking notes from my wife now. You won't make fun of me for being loud. All right. Whatever. Oh. Yeah, or Matt, right? Because I'd be like a doormat, right? People could walk all over me. Sure. Okay. There we go. Now we've offended... See, I think the trick to offending people is just to offend everybody because then they're all going to get in competition with each other of like, no, we want to take him down. He hurt our feelings more than your feelings, and then they'll start fighting each other. I think that's the key, is offend everybody and be like, listen, I don't think you're making a strong enough case. I think they sound like they've been hurt by this more. Like their feelings are more hurt than your feelings. I'd honestly think you guys should fight about it. And, you know, and then you just back away like Homer into the fence, into the bush fence. You just back out of the frame like, all right, have at it. No, he hurt our feelings more than yours. A 10-month milestone from Deadly Dad Gaming. Thank you so much. Yeah, the cancel mob starts canceling each other. Yeah, just get the snake eating its tail at a faster rate than it already is. You know, really ramp that up. You know better than what to do bringing those crap takes to the show. Look what you've done. Do you want to know the best way to review and critique anything that's related to Star Wars is don't read what anybody says in response. It feels so much better, you know? You can just talk about how horrible it was and how painful and poorly written it was, and you don't have to listen to anybody say, well, I thought it was okay. Like, you don't have to listen to them anymore. It's like, you just don't read what they say. It makes it feels so good. It's so much more enjoyable. You can just crap on it and just leave it in tatters. And the people that are like holding it, they're like this is what they look like. Like, but this this part here is it's okay, and this was better than dog crap, and I almost dropped it. I really like this 1 second on this here. This was okay too. And if we get some tape and we put all this together, and presume a bunch of stuff, it's actually not bad. Like, that you can just leave those people to do that. You can be like, this is not, it's not worth my time. It's so bad. Let them do that. Let them spend all their mental energy piecing it together to make it seem passable, and just be like, that's fine. Good for you. How many of your favorite shows are on the CW? And then just move on, That's what I've decided to do when that subject comes up. That's what I've decided to do. They're like, no one can hear me yell? What do you mean? What's that mean? Why can no one hear you yell? Why is that? Oh, for Pete's sakes. Please, Lono, tell us again in great and explicit detail how it was the greatest piece of Star Wars media ever created. Listen, if it wasn't possible to get, copyright strikes, I would get the corniest, cheesiest music ever and just take some of the scenes and just show them to you and be like, this right here, will you like this, Just get music from, the Little Rascals and the Three Stooges and just play it over top and be like, here you go. Cal Kestis barely got in and out of this place alive, but you can smuggle a kid out in a trench coat. Isn't this great? This is great cinema right here. I heard from a friend that Horizon Forbidden West 3 will be coming out in 2027. Did anyone else hear that? Why would your friend say that? I mean, I said that this morning as a rough prediction that if they start making it right now, which they probably are already scoping it out and thinking about what they can do with the PS5 dev kit, 5 to 6 years. That's not a tough one to make. No one's even going to remember if you said it. I mean, I suppose as a YouTuber, somebody could go back and be like, well, Lono said that in 2022 if you're some kind of Rain Man YouTube watcher. But that's a pretty easy one to make, I think. Once a game comes out, if you know they're pretty much primed to do a third one or another game, just add 5 or 6 years, and that's likely when it would come out. Now, you could say 4 if you think that they've somehow increased bandwidth, productivity, if they've streamlined the pipeline. I don't know. So you could do 2026 at the earliest, but I'm telling you, probably 5. If you really want these PS5 games, if you want next-gen games to really kick it up a notch, you're going to have to give them 5 years minimum. That's my take. So God of War Ragnarok, if it lands end of this year, it might as well be 2023. So the next God of War game after Ragnarok is probably 2028 at the earliest, would be my guess. Hear me out, OnlyFans, but for Lono's uncut takes on shows. Don't even... Reforge Radio is going to get repurposed, and that's all it's going to be. It's just me ranting about TV shows. I'll just turn the camera on and the mic on and be like, all right, let me talk to you about this show or movie or whatever the frick. And I'll just go unscripted for 10 minutes and be like, hit subscribe, become a member. I don't freaking care. Turn this off, and then that'll just be all that's all that channel will become, Thanks for clicking on another episode of Reforge Radio. I don't care if you watch or not. I'm ranting about just go. Give Hex crap when he finally gets here. He's snoring in my ear. I'm going to need a hearing aid in 2 years. There are ways to handle that. You just sharp elbow. My wife shoves me very hard when I'm snoring. If I lay on my back, I snore. I gotta sleep on my side. You know what I mean? Lono has to wear the Hoochie Daddy shorts, though, or I'm not subbing. I don't own any. Why would I wear that? I don't even own that. Yeah, go ahead and smash that dislike button if you disagree with me, because that's the most interaction you're going to get out of me. You can leave comments. I won't read them. Just be a total a-hole. Just be the biggest jerk that there is. OnlyFans, but just Lono screaming in the background. Yeah. You guys want to hear me scream? That's all it is. Are you going to play Cuphead DLC this week? I won't be here for it. Tomorrow's going to be a talk show and then Outriders, and then we're going to call it a day. I don't even know what members segment we should do today. Maybe we just sit around and talk. We'll just come with a thumbnail. What we're probably going to start doing is have a segment with Madam on Mondays. Thursdays is the weekly AMA. Fridays is the after party for the roundtable. We brought the Reforge roundtable back to this channel instead of doing it over on radio, and we're now offering a roughly 20 to 30 minute after party after show for members every Friday when we're done with the Reforge roundtable. I want to kind of end every day with the members. I think that's the right call. Call it only rants. That's right. And he does lunges. Why are you guys producing a show or a segment? I'm not going to do that, right? You know? I've said it before. You send me anything you want. I'm not doing that. I'm not producing, creating, or directing, or starring in anything like that. Just forget it. You know? Quit being so thirsty for a 5'6", pasty white guy. What are you asking for? Rants Radio. That's right. Rants Radio. Reforge Radio does have such a good sound to it. We're going to have to figure out a way to use that channel for sure. For sure. You'll rate it? Yeah. 100%. Give ratings. Thumbs up, thumbs down, Rants, response. What is this? Something completely different? What is this? A video game. There's this new wave of indie games where I don't know why they're doing this. Help me with this. Is there demand for this, chat? They do it 4x6, old school. I don't understand it at all. There's been about 5 clips worthy of a short already. We've been okay, right? I think we've been okay. Not to kink shame, says Eugene, but y'all are advocating for some vanilla Helix with a 6-month milestone. Expecting my first child in 4 weeks. Can't wait to tune in with my new baby girl every day for the week I get off. Hey, enjoy that time, man. If you tune in, great. But if you don't, that means you're having a great time, right? 4x3. Sorry, not 4x6. So thank you so much for half a year of support, Helix, and good luck with everything, and really try to enjoy it. Baby girls are the best, bro. Reforge Rant starting a new channel. No. Just turn it into an actual radio station if you periodically talk in between royalty-free music. That's right. Be like, all right, guys, let's see what we got today. Coming up next, we got more lo-fi. This song's got a beat in it, and this song also has a beat in it. And that's what we got. Found a new piece where Magic the Gathering tourney was won because only one person participated. Bro, I would wear that trophy with pride. I won the 2020 Magic the Gathering Victory Royale in Los Angeles. I'm like, oh man, that's crazy. How many people did you beat? Well, I mean, it was kind of a technicality, but I guess I beat everybody if you really think about it. From a certain point of view, I beat everyone. 5-month milestone for Mipsy. Welcome back in. 10 hours of complete silence broken up by 5 seconds of Lono clips. That's really all you need, It's really all you need. Just those small doses. And Returnal. Just found a news... Oh, don't ask for details. I won't. That's all that matters. Yeah. I beat everybody I had to. That's right, Watts. I beat every person that was necessary to conquer to get this prestigious award, and I will not be taking any more questions at this time. Thank you. You see, you won by default because all the competition was scared of you. Yeah. We'll just say that the competition really didn't want to face me. So that's how good it was. Just every linguistic grammatical loophole you can come up with to be like, dude, I totally did. I totally won. I'm the best there ever was. PlayStation just put out a live-action Elden Ring trailer? What? Why? Missed Friday's community Fall Guys stream, unfortunately. Do you have any idea what next month's community game night will be? I think we're going to do Fall Guys again. Once a month? The reason I want to do it again is there were so many games we didn't even get to play. I hope they give us the ability to curate the game list in the private servers. We played probably 70% courses I had seen before. I was playing with my kiddos over the weekend, and I was like, this would have been hilarious with the group. Or at the very least, I would just pick all the ones that are far more new. Like the Rhino one, we only got to play one time, and it was actually hilarious, right? Actually freaking hilarious. I thought it was great. I thought it was really, really great. So, oh, that was a good one. That was a great neck pop. I'll lose every first round. Do it. Do it, you know? Sony gonna prank us and make GTA 5 stay to play again. So, you know, a trailer called Avatar Reckoning. It's a Ubisoft game. I've not even heard of that game. Not even heard of it. Nice. Hopefully I can make that one. You heard that one? Mm-hmm. Felt good. Felt exceptional. If you had to list PlayStation AAA titles you see the landscape going into for the rest of the 20s... Oh, well, I mean, that's easy for a couple, right? When we know we got Ragnarok, we know we got Spider-Man 2, and we know we have Wolverine, okay? Well, now you've got 8 years left before we get out of the 20s. Before we get out of the 2020s, you got 8 years left. So, that gets tough. No, actually, it doesn't get tough. A third Spider-Man, almost assuredly a third Spider-Man. A third Spider-Man. And there's enough time for the third God of War and the third Horizon. No question in my mind. No question in my mind. Yeah, sequel to Ghost of Tsushima. Yep. Yeah. The sequel to Death Stranding. Yeah, probably. There's plenty of time for all of those. 8 years is plenty of time. Most of these games will be 5 to 6 years in the oven, I hope. Third Last of Us. Yeah, probably a third Last of Us, 100%. God of War Ragnarok is basically the last cross-gen support game. So if you think about it, God of War Ragnarok is kind of the end of the era. It's the turning of the page. We'll be deep into PS5 only titles by the time the 2020s start closing. You know? That's what I would think. Oh, it's a new Avatar. Wait, is that the movie or is that the game? A shooter RPG mobile game. Oh, yeah. The mobile Avatar game for sure. For sure. That one is the one that got everybody upset. That one's the one that got everybody upset. They were like, why are you doing this? But listen, if there's going to be something that happens over the next 8 years that's going to be a continual cause of like frustration for gamers, is going to be the mobile push. It's going to keep happening. Now, Diablo Immortal, the last couple times we've covered Diablo Immortal, the viewership's been terrible, but I look at all these other guys covering it and they're crushing it. So I don't know if it's because we're doing reaction content on Diablo Immortal. Maybe I need to go and do my own opinion about it. Because it got, being banned from China, I mean, I'm telling you what, that could be the end of that game. Like, literally could be its death knell. That thing could be done. And I think people think, because it's making tons of money, that's not possible. But you better believe it, because they were really hoping for a bigger turn from that. But Immortal could be the beginning of tons of other games doing mobile push. It's easy money, man. It's really, really easy money. You doubt another Gran Turismo? They built 7 as a live service. It's banned in China? Yeah. Not banned, just blocked from launching. Some dum-dum got on a forum and made fun of the president over there, and that's you can't do that. You can't do that. That's a great way to get disappeared. You know, that's a great way to get disappeared. And they basically had the games now blocked from being there. You know, could we get 300 likes on this video? We're at 278. Let's go. Let's rock. Let's keep going. Press that like button. Hope you guys are enjoying today. Hope you're enjoying your morning. We're only about an hour into the stream, and we're having a great day, having great conversations. God of War Ragnarok release date will likely be revealed this week. There will be a God of War State of Play. I will not be able to cover it. I'm going to be gone Wednesday to Tuesday. So you'll get a stream today and tomorrow from me. And then next week, I'll be back Wednesday to Friday. Yeah, that's what we'll be doing. God of War State of Play happening, pretty much guaranteed to happen Thursday. If it doesn't happen Thursday, I'll be super happy. But I'm right now kind of mad that they waited this long to do or say anything, and I'm not going to get to cover it because I'm going to be out of town. I've been, like, patiently waiting for this game to do something. And they won't. And it's like, now you're finally going to do it at the tail end of June when I'm out of town. If you've not hit subscribe yet, be sure to hit subscribe if you want to talk in the chat. You can subscribe in confidence. I'm a safer work broadcaster. I'll be in your sub feed all week doing a talk show like this. It's kind of like video game podcast. You can tune in super confidence, not worrying about what I'm going to say. Now, we will be reacting to an Asmongold video for our second show today, and he does swear quite a bit, but that we're not going to be doing that for quite a while. That's still a ways away. They knew you were going to be on vacation? Yeah. Credible source? Yeah, the Snitch. Yeah. Hoping I'm enjoying Villain Arc TED Talk, Lono, today. Yeah, man. Do what I can. Yeah, the Snitch has become one of the most reliable leakers on Twitter, like seemingly out of nowhere. You know what I mean? What's one selfish thing you'd wish for? With this game? With God of War Ragnarok? Or just in general? I think they're going to do a state of play and have a release date way sooner than everyone thought. Oh no, this game's definitely coming in November. Definitely. 100%. My PC, any bug game. Fair, I can see them release one more by the end of the 2020s. Absolutely happy about the recent changes for gaming. Which changes are you talking about, Khalid? He's like the Riddler for Pokemon. What's the biz boss? Yo, what's good, Donut? How are you? Both? Answer both? Oh, golly. For God of War Ragnarok, I really, really am hoping that they have substantive DLC plans, selfishly. I know people don't like that when, like, big single-player games come out, you know what I mean? I don't know about the other one. I don't have a good answer. Like, what's one selfish thing I wish for? I just don't think. I don't know. I get like wishful thinking, like, man, one day could I just phone it in every day, like some of these big content creators, and then just not have to work so hard, which I guess that's kind of selfish, but that's also kind of normal maybe, because I was there once. Had to take the day off for car stuff, so I'll be able to hang out live. Well, good to see you, Donut. I wanted to clarify something, Donut, because some guy started commenting on your comment, and I felt like he was being kind of smarmy. I think people were misunderstanding some of my framing for From Friday and Demon Souls. I was attempting to save something that I knew people liked, and I wanted to keep doing it because it was kind of special to us. From Friday and Demon Souls are playing Elden Ring. I was 100% very clearly, if you watched for the last 2 months, I wasn't doing that for money or for channel growth. I was simply indicating that it was not in demand anymore, which is why we would move away from it. This one guy was like, this guy's saying he'll only do stuff for money. That's not a way to grow a channel. It's like, no, actually, if I was only doing stuff for money, then I would never touch these games and I would never touch gameplay because that never goes that well for us. Like, my reasoning is quite simple. We do things that are in demand, and if From Friday is lowering in demand, we're just going to have to walk away from it for the time being. It just doesn't feel like it's fitting anymore with the vibe of the channel. It doesn't feel like it's fitting as far as, like, the hardcore From audience probably doesn't like me because I'm not a From guy, so I don't play in the way that they're expecting. So they get 4 months out from the launch of the game and they're expecting me to play like every other From Software guy, and I don't. And so The one guy went off on like that tear, and I was like, I'm not even gonna respond to this guy. Like, I just deleted his comments. I'm like, you're just being smarmy and judgmental. I didn't say anything that indicated I'm streaming Demon Souls for money. Like, that's not. We've never used that reasoning. We've always used the reasoning of we are gonna do something that's in demand because that means people are enjoying it. That's why we do what we do. Like, we clearly have gotten feedback over the years that the talk show and the radio vibe is the most important aspect. So we've done everything we can to improve those things and to deliver those things. That's like business 101. Like, I don't know. Truth be told, From Fridays became pretty self-indulgent and counterproductive over the last couple of months and had nothing to do with money. Yo, good morning, Chronic. I'm pretty mad at myself. I finished the 2018 story, but I've still barely done any of the side quests. I need to dive back in. You a streamer accused of streaming for money? How dare you? For sure, mostly just musing about what's exciting about Souls content, and most certainly the channel is hitting its stride in other places. The other element that was just so apparent, Donut, is my memory of Demon Souls was vastly different than the game itself. And it's because it's just old. Like, I don't have the nostalgic attachment to it, so it just feels clunky and old, even though it's gorgeous. Like, going from Elden Ring to that game, I was like, I can't do this. It doesn't feel right. There's something off. And the one guy was like criticizing me for saying it felt like there was input delay. I wasn't saying there was input delay. It was just the controls were so clunky in comparison that it was an experience like input delay. Like, I was trying to make an analogy, but I'm telling you, man, that right there is all the proof I need that that's not going to work. The From guys are just they are so defensive of their games. I think they should remove runic attacks, says Doomslayer, and integrate it into the actual combat rather than just special attack on a cooldown. Huh. Wish I could have gotten a split screen long sleeve. That logo was so awesome. Yeah, split screen was good. Excuse me. Split screen was good. It was good content. It was good logo. It was good setup. It wasn't something we could do long term. I remember you saying you were going to give another rating to Elden Ring based on your No Summons playthrough. I know you never ended up finishing the game, but what was your opinion that changed? You know, it's funny. The No Summons run reinvigorated my idea that the front half of that game is a masterpiece and the back half is patchwork. I think the front half of Elden Ring is a masterpiece. I think the back half is patchwork. Excuse me, I don't know what's going on with my voice. It feels fine, but you know, we've been having like that swing in humidity and temperature, and it makes allergies act up. So like I'm kind of scratchy, but I feel fine. So yeah, I think the first half of Elden Ring is a masterpiece. The open world exploration, the dungeons, the bosses, everything about it is exactly how it should be. And then you get in that back half and no. Nope. Hey, Creature? I don't know what you're uploading, but I think you uploaded stuff to the wrong channel. I have, let's see here. I have a bunch of stuff that's been uploaded to gaming. I don't know what... I think you've done something by accident. I think you're logged in on the wrong account. Or YouTube's completely glitching out. Nah? Okay. I'm not sure what's happening. Why are things being uploaded to... Oh, 5 episodes of the Roundtable. Oh. I was like, what is going on? I'm seeing 3 things being uploaded to the channel. Like, we don't really do uploads on this channel. We're just going to unlist those in a playlist. If you're just going to unlist them in a playlist, why wouldn't we just add the existing videos to the playlist? It functions the same. Well, I guess it takes you to the wrong channel. RPG systems need to be removed too. Bosses got to be better. Enemy variety, more god fights. One thing I'd want to ask in regards to God of War is Donut, where do you think they'll take with the Norse mythology? Is Odin going to happen in Ragnarok, or will be saved for number 3? No, yeah, I think Odin's final boss. Right? It was casting couch content to review. Yeah. Still waiting for those to be sent, by the way. I think you're facing Odin at the end. I do. This is what I think is going to happen in Ragnarok. I think we kill Thor right out of the gate. And this is what they're going to do, okay? Because you have to reset Kratos somehow. Kratos is at such a strength at the end of the last game, okay? At the end of the last game, he's at such an insane strength. I think he kills Thor on the spot. But the fight is like the Balder fight. I think it completely takes it out of him. I think your axe gets destroyed. I think you have to wield Mjolnir for like the first portion of Ragnarok. And I think that's why we face Odin at the end. That's what I think. They're going to Egypt after this? That's surprising. Is there going to be a third game? Maybe that was the assumption. Cory Barlog all but said this story can't span 3 games. This story will be encased at the end of this game. So they're going to have to move at a quick clip. And there are people that think, no, Thor will be a mid-game fight or whatever. No. Thor is this game's Balder, but we're going to kill him. That's going to be the big surprise. So I think the fight's going to take it out of us. We're going to lose all of our powers. We're going to lose our axe, which means we lose all those runic attacks. So you're going to fight Thor, and you're going to have everything from the last game, okay? You're going to fight Thor. You're going to have everything from the last game. And he's going to beat the snot out of you. You're barely going to defeat him. You're going to have to wield Mjolnir after defeating him because your axe gets destroyed. You lose all your powers. That's your early game skill tree. And then eventually we get everything back because we've seen it in the clips. Not going to unlist them, just no Noti push them over time. Disclaimer. Oh, but before the move. Yeah, we're going to have to do that right because they're going to pull terrible viewership. I missed that part. That's honestly probably going to be better for pacing. Like, every time you play a game like this, there has to be some semblance of a reset. Like, why is Kratos starting over? Why is Kratos getting a new skill tree? Why is Kratos doing anything, right? Because you're super strong at the end of the last game. And at the end of the last game, Thor shows up to your house because you killed his sons in 2018 game. So you're going to fight him. You're going to beat him. That's going to lead to you having to face Odin in the end game. It's going to create all sorts of chaos because killing Thor is going to usher in probably a series of events that leads to us fighting Odin at the end of the game. So, that was a dream. Okay, but it was a dream that they're clearly bringing to fruition. I mean, Thor's coming, man. He's coming. He's coming for us. That's the curse of sequels in general, which is why they often have you play as a new character. Right. Yeah. I know you get the axe at some point, or you keep the axe. Maybe the axe doesn't get destroyed. Maybe he damages the axe so much that you can't use it for a while, but you're still carrying it around, right? Maybe he completely jacks it up. He might suck the power out of it. I don't frickin' know, but I could see them doing that. Like, you can't use the axe for a while. You have to wield Mjolnir, and I wouldn't be surprised if you get to the point where you have to use Mjolnir to fix your axe, and then you discard, break, or bust that hammer, and then that's part of what leads to Ragnarok. An entire game of building up Thor just to kill him off at the start? I don't know, man. It'd be a big play. It'd be a big play. You know, they could always have him barely escape. Okay. How is Kratos worthy of wielding Mjolnir? That's an MCU thing. He can wield Mjolnir if he wants. That's not a common theme of Mjolnir. You don't have to be like worthy. The handle breaks and one of the dwarf brothers is imprisoned or something. Oh, is that a leak about the game? I've not seen any leaks. I just did my own speculation. Lono wants Thor to be Joel. I don't want him to be Joel, but like he could escape with his life barely, right? Hi, Lono and chat. Since we had community game night, I'm in love with Fall Guys. It's a fun game. It really, really is. It's super, super fun. Brock and Sindri say that they made the axe to rival the hammer's strength as a pinnacle for making it, so the axe is as strong as the hammer. Right, but when two forces of equal strength come together, they could dramatically harm each other. Bro, Thor is strong. We can't kill him off at the beginning, but good speculation. Okay, whether or not he dies, track with my theory. We fight Thor right at the beginning of the game, and that sets the stage for Ragnarok. We're going to lose our power, our axe gets busted, something. Thor doesn't kill us, and we don't kill Thor. I'll grant you that. Obviously, he can't kill Kratos. You wouldn't have a game. And sure, it's a pretty bold thing to do, to be like, here's Thor, here's artwork of Thor, he's got a big old barrel of a beer belly, and you're going to kill him in the first 5 minutes of the game. Yeah, that'd be a bold move. So forget him dying for a second. We're fighting Thor right at the start. He's our Balder. So if he's our Balder, that's going to set the stage for the game. He's going to damage our axe. Maybe we mess him up so bad that we get Mjolnir from him and he has to run. If he damages the axe and we somehow wrestle Mjolnir from him, he's going to have to run for his frickin' life, which will lead to maybe him getting some other crazy weapon for the real boss fight when we face him. Then we kill him. Then Odin is the final boss of the game, right? Like, Thor will 100%, I think, be the catalyst for the game's stage getting set. Like, we're going to get messed up. We're going to lose our powers and stuff. That would be my thought. Thor kills Kratos in the first 10 minutes. There's a 10-year time skip of Atreus to pick up where his dad left off. Wait, that's actually not bad if, like, that's actually not bad that, like, if he absolutely jacks us up, that's how they do the time skip. Because Atreus is older in this game, and the dream of Thor showing up is, like, right after 2018, so Atreus would be really young. Maybe he does jack us up, and we basically have to go in some kind of a sleep state, and Atreus nurses us back to health or something. I don't know. I'd also imagine the narrative's going to revolve around how Atreus grows into Loki, which will probably be where the conflict comes from. Sure. Last month I did the unthinkable and finally threw out that box of unloved cables that I've dragged with me through adulthood. Today I realized that I needed one of them and have no idea where to find a replacement. Consider this a warning. I'm telling you, I have all those cables. I have all those cables, man. I have all those cables. 100%. Loki started Ragnarok in mythology. I actually have a theory that Odin will help us. He's all about visions and prophecy, and I think that Thor becomes unhinged and actually aids in Ragnarok happening sooner, so Odin will ask us for help. That's not bad. That would be pretty cool. That would be pretty cool. You know what I mean? That'd be pretty dope. Kratos will kill all the Greek gods and then he'll be fine with Odin. Well, yeah, because a lot of the times these guys seem to revolve around power vacuums, right? They like power vacuums. They like to be able to say, "Oh, hey, you got those people out of the way. That's pretty awesome for me." Y'all are forgetting about Tyr. Like, what role is he going to play in all of this? He's in it, again, because they've got him, like, sitting on a table, and he's, like, talking at some point. Somehow I get the feeling there's going to be a moment where Atreus and Kratos aren't on the same side, I thought that too, Donut. Like, at the end of this game, they part ways. Like, Atreus becomes Loki in complete form, and they break apart. Right? Somebody theorized that Atreus has been Loki the whole time, playing us to get us to kill all these gods. Somebody said that a couple of weeks ago or last week. They said, what if Atreus is Loki right now and is just getting Kratos to go kill all these people? Like, Loki wanted Balder dead and the sons of Thor dead, and he wants all these things to happen. Atreus needs to die? I don't know about that. I think that theory is a little bit too wild because Atreus has too many moments. He has way too many moments in the series that are like crazy, right? He has way too many moments where he has like these crazy like he doesn't even make sense. Like he's like losing his mind. Atreus is already Loki. We know from the ending. Loki's definitely defined by his untrustworthiness. It's the children of Loki that herald Ragnarok in the original myth, so he has to become an antagonist in some capacity. Talk about spoilers? Yeah. Makes perfect sense for Loki. The only reason I don't think they would do that with Atreus is I don't think anybody wants to say the first game was all a lie, right? Now, they might do that because it'd be fun to go replay it and, like, look for the clues. Like, does Atreus say anything in the first game to indicate that he's being dishonest? Is there ever a time where you get the sense in which he has ulterior motives? That could be really cool. I've just recently played the game and got a decent chunk through. I just don't think there's anything in there. Because, like, he has a hard time killing the animal. He kind of, like, loses himself when he kills the one human. Like, if that's just all Loki messing with Kratos, that's absolutely crazy, sinister bonkers. You know what I'm saying? That's crazy, sinister bonkers for that to be a thing. The one I sub to is the boy's story, and Kratos is just the player at the end of Ragnarok is when he comes into form. Yeah, I don't know. I honestly don't know. I really don't know. With the question of why did they call me Loki, it kind of lets us know he truly hasn't noticed who he was, especially with him being sick because of it. I don't think it's Loki messing with Kratos. Right, like, that's what I mean. If you go back and play God of War 2018, I don't think there's any clues to indicate that, like, Atreus is Loki the whole time, and he knows he's messing with them, and he knows he's Loki. Atreus isn't adopted. Nope. Even if he was, it's still Kratos' kid. After the game, Kratos could leave behind his son to run the Norse realm as Loki. Oh, he leaves him behind to run the Norse realm. Yeah. I see the tension in this game building between Atreus and Kratos, leading to a sharper split, right? That's what I see happening. After the game, Kratos could leave behind his son to run the North. Oh, I already read that. So hang on. That would make his death even better. I mean, there are people, right? There are people that think Atreus dies, and then that sets off a series of events with Kratos for the next era of God of War. In that they want to complete this story, and then he'll set off into another era, another stage, and Atreus won't be in the game anymore. I've seen people say that. They're like, no, Atreus is going to die in this game. It's going to set Kratos off on some crazy destructive path, and, you know. And then that way they can say, yeah, we didn't think that story would survive 3 games. Like the story of Boy. That they didn't think that was going to survive 3 games. So they would have in this an exit for Atreus. I thought his exit would be him becoming Loki in full form and just leaving the frame, and you being like, we don't know what the frick's going to happen with that. He's literally covered in his family ashes. Right. Wasn't there a theory that Kratos turns into the giant snake? I don't know about that. From 2018, we know a few things Kratos has killed We know a few things. Kratos is killed by his son, and boy was named by his mom as Loki. Yeah. In the God of War Ragnarok trailer, Atreus is silhouetted walking into the camp carrying a deer, and the antlers look like Loki's headpiece, a little foreshadowing. Oh, I never noticed that. Are you serious? Hang on a minute. You serious right now? I never noticed that. Or is that just pure speculation? Like, are people just sort of... Yo, maybe. Oh, hang on. That's the wrong Cav card. Hang on a second. Yeah. As he's coming, the antlers look like they might even be his. Look at that. Yeah. They're like right there next to his head. That's kind of dope. I mean, it literally looks like a couple frames back. It literally looks like it's his head. You know what I mean? Like back there, you're like, who is that walking up? All I know is if Atreus becomes the next playable character, I'd be done. It's one of those things where I do think the dilemma is, can you just keep doing Kratos? Number one, if you lose the voice actor, you lose Kratos. Right? You 100% lose Kratos. You do. I'm sorry. No, I said that right. If you lose the voice actor, you lose Kratos. He has such a good walk there, confident, determined, maybe a bit angry. Aren't they going to finish the Norse saga with this game? Maybe. I mean, I don't even know if there's clues here in the beginning with weaponry. Is there anything in this trailer to indicate that he's been hurt or recovered? Like, what's he holding there? Some kind of a ball. He had Kratos has his axe there, clearly visible and not broken, right? Usable. He uses it here on this ride when she comes and attacks, right? Because he has to block whatever the frick she does. Yeah, she comes swinging in. Yeah. No, he uses his shield here, doesn't he? Yeah, he uses his shield. Sorry. But his axe is on his back. Boy, she is not the same. I'd rather them just end the franchise. I don't know. Look, yeah, so right here, this has probably been picked apart by other people, but he clearly has the chain blades and his axe. He's got both. Now, I don't know if this section here, does that look like it's been repaired compared to the last game, or has that always been there? Right? Was the shield made out of plastic? I'm not sure what you mean. Has that section of the handle always been like that, would be the question. I think Corey pretty much said in an interview that Norse is ended on this game. Ragnarok is happening and all 9 realms are in the game. Yo, it's good, Duncan. We need to find a screenshot from the first game. God of War 2018 gameplay. Pretty sure that's always been there. We need to see... Yeah. No, that's where they put all the stuff. Oh no, when you get to... It looks like when you get to the World Serpent, it's like that. Yeah. There are shots where it doesn't look like that, and then there are shots where it does. So I think early in the game, that's not there, and then later in the game, it is. It might be something that you do. Right? Hang on. I'll leave that zoomed in. So you can see here, it's not wrapped up. It's like got metal there. And then here, it's kind of wrapped up and that metal is gone. But this is super early in the game when you face these two guys, isn't it? I can't remember. There are other screenshots, like when they're at the World Serpent, and it looks identical. It looks identical to this. Like this here, that section is exactly the same when they're at the World Serpent. So it could be a cosmetic thing. Like, I don't know, like maybe if you don't do certain things, that the axe doesn't change its shape or its handle. You know what I mean? It could be that. It could be an absolute debate where it's like, well, no, it actually looks like that in the first game if you do certain things. Yeah, you can change the look in the first game quite a bit. Guys, do me a favor, smash the like button, become a subscriber if you haven't already, so that way you can talk in the chat. Take my poll. Do you think State of Play is happening this week? Tons of votes already. Give me 1 second. Okay, I'm back. Wait, did someone say they lost Kratos' voice actor? I said if they were to lose him. Like, if you lose him, if he decides he doesn't want to do it anymore, you don't have Kratos. Does that make sense? If you lose him, then the whole thing's done. You can't, like, that's why I was saying, because people were saying, oh, I wouldn't want to play it if it wasn't him, if they moved to Atreus instead of Kratos, you know, I wouldn't play the game. I think Eugene said it. I'm sure he's got plenty of people that are in his corner that are like, bro, I would never freaking play that game if they got rid of Kratos and went to Atreus. I think there's plenty of people that probably feel that way. So, for me, I just think that might be a tough sell. That might be a tough sell to, you know, when are we getting the official announcement? So it looks like there'll be a God of War Ragnarok State of Play this Thursday, the 30th. That's what it's looking like. This Thursday, the 30th. And I'm mad because I'm not going to get to cover it because they sadly are doing it when I'm going to be out of town. Reacts VOD. I'll be gone. I'll be streaming today and tomorrow, and then I'll be gone Wednesday to Tuesday. So next week I'll be back Wednesday through the end of the week. So basically half a week. It's official. It's not official, but they're probably going to push out an announcement today. There's a very, very credible leaker. There's a very, very credible leaker that his there's a very credible leaker that has said that it's coming this week. He got a ton of stuff right in June and continues to seemingly have lots of inside sources. I'm going to schedule this for noon. Give you guys a longer show this morning because some of you might have to tune out. When we do this, we've been adding reaction content on a more regular basis because I enjoy doing it. I think I'll enjoy it a lot more when I could find some videos that I strongly disagree with, and that's been the challenge right now. Is most of the people that we like reacting to, because number one, we know they'll be cool with it. We tend to just agree with a lot of them. So that's been the challenge. But there was a video that Asmongold put out that I did disagree with some of it, and I think it'll be fun. I think it'll be fun to react. And let me go here. Let me click that. Bam, bam. Perfect. So we're going to keep discussing this, though, for the next 40 minutes or so. Really enjoying the discussion and the banter today already about this. You still think we will get an announcement today? I think tomorrow. I mean, the only reason they might not want to do it tomorrow is because there is a Sony event tomorrow, right? There is a Sony event tomorrow. And they don't want to overshadow or distract from that. So I could see them being no, don't do anything. On Tuesday, let this, because there's a Sony event tomorrow for TV shows and monitors and stuff. So they might be no, don't do anything on that day. They would announce it today. They got to give people plenty. I mean, I guess they don't got to give people plenty of warning, but you want to give people some warning. I don't think it's another state of play. They would have said something already to give people a heads up. It might be pre-order dates in another trailer. It might come after tomorrow then. So they'd literally announce Wednesday that tune in tomorrow for State of Play? How have they typically announced State of Plays? What's the timeline typically? I feel I thought we looked at this before when we were speculating about another one. I feel like we've done this before, and it was much longer window of time. I don't think we can apply that because I feel like I don't know. I feel like they're playing by a different rule set with Ragnarok. I don't feel like they're, I don't know. Usually about a week in advance. Yeah. I feel like they are they're playing with a different rule set, Nintendo Direct is official. Yeah, we're not going to be covering that. I don't know what we'll be covering in the morning. We'll look at the news cycle and see what we think is good for a show. We try to cover things that I'm passionate about and we think we can make a great show with. And the World Slayer DLC tomorrow in Outriders we'll definitely be diving into. With June being so crazy this year, maybe it's just a pop-up thing. The Hogwarts Legacy one was announced on a Monday. They announced the Monday and then they did a State of Play about it? Is that what you mean? Oh. Trying to get a back crack. I've been getting some good neck cracks, but I can't get my back to crack down there. A week ahead of time for State of Play announcements. Love the Excite Bike tee. Thank you very much. This comes from the video game collection over at 80stees.com. You can use my code over there to save 30% off. Anytime you tune in, if you like my shirt, you can type !shirt in the chat, and it should take you to the collection that it is from. What in Ragnarok 1 was most memorable and made you really connect to the story? Well, you would mean God of War 2018, maybe? Because I didn't play the original God of Wars. So when God of War came out in 2018, I loved everything about it. I thought that the setting was great. The voice acting was fantastic. The interaction between father and son was really good. Baldur kicks off the entire game with just a phenomenal presence. He's a very, very good villain because it's not what you would expect. He's so juxtaposed against Kratos. He's lanky, skinny, small, mouthy, kind of irreverent. Kratos is obviously big, more violent, and seems to have more of a reverence to him. So, yeah, just the way they launched into it, the tone was just exactly what you wanted to see. I thought it was great. Now, the combat, funny enough, the combat doesn't get good until later. Combat early game is actually kind of not that great. It's kind of not that great. Any JRPG fans? God of War, yes. Hubs played it. Sorry, slip of the mind. Yeah. It's good. I think it's good. I think the way they set up the story was fantastic. Graphically, the music, like they don't get anything wrong at the beginning of God of War. Like God of War 2018 just is immediately captivating the way it's set up. That you open up the game by chopping a tree down, and you're carrying this log, you're talking with your son. There's this super amount of like somberness and severity, and then this guy shows up and knocks on the door and like everything changes. For every reason you love Kratos, you hate him. Right. Release date. Some people are thinking November the 11th just to be kind of cheeky, November the 22nd would put them out of contention for the Game Awards. And I actually think the Game Awards are a factor. I don't think they're a massive factor. Like, no one's going to do anything tectonic with their game. But if they're choosing between, like, second half of November and, like, first week of November, I do think the Game Awards is a consideration because they will crush. There's not much to compete with this year. They will cannibalize Forbidden West quite a bit, but I think that that's okay in their mind. Yo, what's good, Hellfire? Oh, they announced it on a Monday, and on Thursday it released. Got it. I mean, by any day they announce the state of play, everyone would go bonkers. I mean, yes, it's hotly anticipated as a game. Anything they say about it is going to get everybody stirred up. So, never played God of War until 2018. It was the best experience. I bought God of War 2018 at launch, but at the same time, I was busy with Forsaken, so I couldn't finish it. I started it back up last month on PS5, and it was great, especially playing at 60 FPS. It's well worth playing it on PC or your PS5 for sure. The early game combat's a little rough because you don't have anything, so it's just a lot of punching and a lot of swinging. Like, it takes a long time to kill the enemies in the beginning, but it's enjoyable. If it's your first time playing it, it's enjoyable. If it's your second time playing it, you kind of like, oh, I forgot how unappealing the combat is compared to the late game. Horizon definitely won't win Game of the Year, but it will definitely win some other awards. Yeah, I don't think Horizon Forbidden West is in contention for Game of the Year. I believe it will get nominated, but I don't think it will win. I definitely think it's going to get knocked out of contention for Action Game, because Ragnarok will probably be a better game. It'll also be more recent, which is an advantage. Recency bias is a thing. Horizon Forbidden West had better chances of winning awards for graphics. I doubt they'll win for story-related rewards. Story was mid. Yeah, I thought the story was its weakest aspect as well, and I thought the combat had issues. Unless the sequel is mind-blowing, it's not beating Elden Ring for Game of the Year. Sequels rarely take Game of the Year. I think it should be harder for a sequel to win, to be quite honest. I argued this in favor of Ghost of Tsushima over Last of Us 2. I do think sequels should have a harder time winning. I do. So I think Elden Ring is the choice, is like the front runner right now, but I think God of War Ragnarok is going to have a huge advantage. Recency bias, more gaming press will beat it. More of the gaming press will beat it exhaustively, if that makes sense. Like, they'll be able to do all the things because they'll have plenty of time. And it's a game where if they want to kind of go through quickly just to get the gist of the story, the scope of the areas, the size of the game, the depth of everything that you can do in the skill trees, side quests, main quests, etc., they can lower the difficulty and fly through it. And that will make them feel like they have a better grasp on the entirety and the totality of the game, which will likely lead to more glowing reviews as long as the game is good, which I'm imagining it is. So I think those are advantages that God of War Ragnarok has over Elden Ring. I think Elden Ring, number one, you have to have somebody at your company who can play and sort of beat and approach the game as a From Software person, sort of, right? Gotta balance. All right, see a Minch Tree. So they have to be a reasonable, aficionado of a of a From game. And I do think Elden Ring made it tough for people to feel completionists because there was so much to do and so little direction for any of the quest lines. That's another thing that Ragnarok's going to have a huge advantage with. Characters will be a lot more relatable. You'll connect with them significantly more because they look amazing. They're voiced amazingly. I think the way the story is written is going to be, pretty captivating. You're going to be very interested. And I think that's another advantage that the game has. So it'll be more recent. It'll be beaten by more people, completed by more people, completed in a more exhaustive way. They will likely connect with it in a deeper way and remember certain aspects of it in a more profound way. And sadly, Elden Ring will feel like a distant memory by the time that happens. And that's not something that I think is lacking in Elden Ring, but I think if you're contending for Game of the Year, then you have to consider that. That all sounds good, but Elden Ring has Game of the Year locked up. I don't know, man. I don't know. God of War Ragnarok should be a pretty stellar experience. The team is seriously strong and detail-focused. They aspire to make incredible games. My only hang-up is that it may be too similar to the original game without enough new ideas or concepts. I'm going to let them tell that to me and let them kind of outline that. There does seem like there's, a new way to get around with the sled dog as opposed to the boat, but the boat is making a return. Are they going to elevate the combat in any way? Are they going to elevate, movement? Unless DLC announcement. Yeah, Mr. Glum just gifted 5 memberships to the community, guys. Grab them while they're hot. You can take part in members-only content all throughout the week, as well as Friday nights. Misery, Jeffrey, the Turk, the Smash AU, and Tim, all of you guys grabbed memberships super, super fast. Make sure you are in a position to either get in the Discord, follow on Twitter, something, because when we do members-only content, YouTube does not do a very good job of putting it in front of you. So make sure you are doing that. That's a great way to ensure that you don't miss out on stuff. Low-key excited about Xenoblade. Elden Ring also lacks accessibility to the average gamer. It's too difficult for most gamers. Yeah, there could be Elden Ring DLC that gets announced and even released to kind of put them back on everybody's radar. How do I get that? You can push the join button or exclamation point join if you want to become a paying member. It's $5 a month. It's good news for members. We are no longer going to be going over to Reforge Radio in the afternoons. We didn't feel like that channel was strong enough. We didn't feel like the content was strong enough. I didn't feel like I was doing a good job of doing that, of giving like a brand new show segment POV. And so we've decided with the insane channel growth that we've had over here with respect to members, it made more sense to invest in the members here at the end of every day instead of going over to radio. So as a member, you are going to get more content here. all throughout the week. We're thinking about every Thursday's the AMA. That's the opportunity to just get behind the scenes, look at the channel, what we're doing, how things have been going, kind of ask me questions. Creature's usually around as well and can add insight into what we're doing. It's almost like a weekly State of the Union of like, how's the channel doing? What are we doing? Every Friday now, Reforge Roundtable has returned to this channel. We're bringing it home here. So the Reforge Roundtable will be every week with me, Ginger Prime, and 30 and So Gaming. And members will be able to do and be part of an after show that we do. We did that last week for about 30 minutes. That was really, really fun. And then we've got other ideas. Maybe something like From Friday can live on in a unique way. I was thinking just off the top of my head, we could do like Tough Tuesdays and people could suggest really hard games for me to play. I wouldn't probably play them to completion if I wasn't enjoying myself especially, but that would be an opportunity for maybe that element of From Fridays to live on for members. We're also thinking about doing like more self-indulgent content, like if I want to play through Ghost of Tsushima on Lethal with the black and white filter on. I was wanting to do that as like a whole series. That's something we can do for members because that's not necessarily going to hurt the channel. It's not something that needs to be discovered and seen by the public. So catching more news felt good. Yeah, it just didn't feel like it was at par of what we do here, Donut. It was like mainly me reading articles. We had to cut discussions and conversations short because it was a shorter show in a different format. So all of what we do here and thoroughly enjoy and what I really bring to the table, which is live interactive content, that sort of didn't work there. It was like, I don't know. It was like we weren't doing what we do here so well, which made it feel like, okay, why exactly are we doing this? I didn't feel like I was offering a new show fundamentally. As a creative person, as a visionary, as a content creator, I felt like I was doing an inferior version of this show, which I thought it was dope to just like fly through gaming news with you guys, but fundamentally it didn't feel like it was the like long term. The other thing that happened, a lot of you guys have already heard this, so this is, I don't want to spend a bunch of time here. A lot of the reason that we did this as well is when we moved from the bigger channel to this channel almost a year ago, it split the member base. We had a bunch of members on the old channel. We had a bunch of members over here. Now we have one central hub with the member base, and we want to invest in that. Like, long term, going over to radio is just going to create another split member base. People would have been confused. Like, why don't I have a badge here, right? We had people asking that during podcasts. They'd be like, I don't have a badge? What happened? Well, I redirected you over there, and you're on a different channel, and you don't understand. And to be quite honest, you shouldn't have to understand. You should become a member and just be able to get to enjoy all the benefits regardless of where I am, so... I had trouble getting into Red Dead Redemption 2. Still haven't beaten it. It's so slow. Without being mean, is it really worth a playthrough? I mean, Red Dead Redemption 2 is a phenomenal game if you can get past the slow pacing. I actually think it's really good. I do think the gunplay is one of the weaker aspects. There's a lot of people who disagree with me on that, though. So I found the gunplay to still feel pretty dated. It didn't feel like they evolved that enough. I could definitely see how redirect would be jarring like that. Yeah, I didn't like going over there and seeing gray names of people that have been supporting the channel for like a super duper long time, right? It's like you've been a member for 2 years, year and a half, however long, and then I go over to radio and you've got a gray name and no emotes. I'm like, this just doesn't make any sense. I think we can do something over there very different that could be fun and maybe upload instead of live. I think this being the central live hub makes the most sense, especially now that we have so many members. The hope would be we really start, digging down and giving the members more content, and then all these people that have been gifted memberships are like, hey, I want to re-up because that was really fun, or I really like this segment that he did, or whatever the case may be. Red Dead 1 was a great game for me. 2 was slow. Red Dead 2 was awesome. I never played the first, but I should get into it. Yeah, I love the first one. Was great. I remember the Zombies DLC being super dope and getting like some flaming horse. I thought that the second one was amazing with respect to like what the characters looked like and how the narrative flowed. I thought all of that was really, really good. Sounds pretty honest. I may want to get back into it. Is PS5 enhanced? Yo, what's good, Bill Poggi? I don't know if they went back and enhanced it at all. You'd have to do a little bit of research. I didn't follow that game too much. God of War is not open world. No, the God of War 2018 is like that. It's like quasi-linear open world because you do have some freedom and exploration in like the central zone and can do things kind of as you'd like. But it certainly would not be classified as an open world game, no. There's not some unified central open map that you can traverse. It's you know, it's very, very wide open, but also linear. Yeah, it's like 80% linear, 20% kind of wide open. Not close enough to be considered open world, though. I don't think they show us God of War Ragnarok this month because it's random for me. I think we see it in September. Are you finished with your No Summon Elden Ring run? We're putting that on hold. It wasn't going over that well. I got into the back half of the game and the fun factor went down. The first 8 or 9 episodes of the No Summon run, I was having like a really, really good time with it. But it was just one of those things. It was just one of those things where the back half of that game was just going to drive me crazy. Now, if the From community was backing it and loving it and supporting it, and they're like, this is amazing, watching this guy struggle and rage out is awesome, then we would have kept going. I would keep doing something even if it's frustrating and irritating if it's being supported, because I'd be like, people want to see this. But if I'm not having a great time and the community's like, this isn't that enjoyable, because I think No Summon runs, I've been describing it as just, it's too pedestrian. The From community's like, this is kind of pedestrian, man. This isn't that impressive that you're doing a No Summon run. To them, it's not hardcore enough. What happened with Demon Souls? I wasn't enjoying it. I got about 20 minutes in, and I was like, yeah, the controls are pretty dated. They're not bad, but I didn't like them. It just didn't feel smooth. Yo, nobody with a $50 massive tip through Super Chat. That is so generous. Thank you so much for doing that. That is super kind. That little animated sticker thing is awesome, too. Yeah, it just didn't feel good, Sven. It was like, I remember that game being really enjoyable, and you know, Eugene's like, oh, you're gonna fly through it, it's gonna feel super easy. And there were elements of it that felt significantly easier than I remembered, but the controls just felt so clunky. I was like, this is not enjoyable. And then I forgot that the primary source of pain in those older From games is having to redo everything, right? I didn't say that. Yeah, you did. You said you'll probably fly through it, or that I would find it easier or something. You said something to indicate that it would feel easier or that I would go through it quicker. You said bosses are easy, stages are not. Well, you said that Friday, but prior to Friday, you had numerous times said if you go back to Demon Souls, you're going to find it to be quite a bit easier. And it is. There is tons about it that's significantly easier than Elden Ring. But dying and having to rerun an area and kill 18 different guys all over again, I'm like, no, This is exactly why I don't like these games traditionally. Like, they changed all that in Elden Ring. Yo, Mr. Glum gifting 5 more memberships. Harbo Guy, Dustin, Beeble, Gum, Mark, and Not Jover. Guys, be sure to thank Mr. Glum for doing that. That's super generous and kind. 1,800 members would be another emote. If we get 2,000 members before the end of this month, my wife and I will do a Star Wars Episode 1 watch party, which will be hilarious because she loves the movie and I hate it. You would need a Disney Plus subscription to partake because there's a Chrome extension we can use. Like, I can't stream the game. We would watch along and you'd hear us commentating, but you wouldn't be able to hear or see the movie on YouTube. But as long as you have a subscription, it's the legal way of doing it. With the fundamentals, Demons is easier, but that doesn't mean you can sleep at the wheel either. Right. Never said Demon Souls was easy. I thought you said easier. My memory, Eugene, was you telling me, Lono, if you go back to Demon Souls after Elden Ring, it's going to feel easier. You didn't say it was easy. It was that it would feel easier, that I would fly through it. That, like, I think even at one point you said you'll make light work of the Tower Knight. Something to that effect, because people are like, don't you want to go back and get revenge on the Tower Knight? And you said something effective, like, he'll probably make light work of him. It'll feel easier. You never said all-encompassing, the game's easy, the game's a joke, but that I'll go back and find it to be easier, you know? And you did on Friday say that the real challenge is the stages, because you constantly die and have to do the whole stage over again, and there's traps and there's environmental crap going on. You did say that Friday. You know, getting to him is another story. Right, and see, I'm reading chat over, you know, months and months and months, and my impression was, from you and from other folks, that, Lono, you're going to go into Demon Souls and find it to be pretty easy. Again, I forgot, and maybe there wasn't nuance in the chat when we were discussing it because they were just drive-by comments, but I forgot that the primary frustration in a game like Demon Souls is, hey, you died. Guess what? You have to do everything you just did all over again. It was, 20 to 25 minutes to get over here, and you got to do it all over again, and hopefully you don't get too frustrated because your souls are all the way over here. You know what I mean? It's worth noting that there's only 10-ish stages. You have to redo stages, but it's also only like 15 hours long. Yeah. 2,500 members, Last Jedi watch party. Well, see, what would be fun, Sven, is if every month we can get that high, every month we would have like a monthly Star Wars watch party, and we would just work our way through all the movies. Like, that would be really, really fun, I think. Like a Lono riff track, kind of. See, because what's going to happen is this is going to be a little bit different than the way that it is on Purple, okay? The membership's going to drop significantly next month. It'll be like a week or two, and it'll just go like this. Boom. Because all those gifted members in that first week will immediately drop out of the membership pool. And the hope would be twofold. Number one, the hope would be that people just keep being awesome and keep helping us drive that number, and that other people would jump back in and say, hey, I want my membership back. I was gifted, but, I'm willing to spend the $5 now. And the hope would be that, like, all along the way, there's things that get unlocked, at 1,000, 1,500, and 2,000 every month. Now, I'm not doing a steak with ketchup every month, but, every month hitting that goal and doing that watch party with Madam could just be something we look forward to every month. And if that doesn't happen, we'll just, keep doing what we can to say, hey, the members-only content's awesome. We have these great things that we do, and hope that, June wasn't some weird fluke or anomaly, because, it's really nice to feel like things are close to being what they were, a couple years ago. Replaying Jedi Fallen Order, and there's so many frustrating and cheap things in it. I remember not having any major issues with Jedi Fallen Order, but I remember I did the second to hardest difficulty. I remember there were things in Trilla's fight that were like, they felt cheap. Like some little thing shows up and shoots you, and she did a couple of other things I can't remember now. It's been a long time. I remember feeling like I could play that game on the second to hardest difficulty because I ran it at normal, and then I bumped the difficulty up and replayed it. And I remember feeling like this is pretty beatable, this is pretty approachable, because I was kind of in the zone, right? I had my chops, I had just beaten the game. And then I got to her, and I felt like it got a little cheap at times. That was also before I had beaten Dark Souls 3 and Sekiro and Elden Ring. You know what I mean? What kind of wizard powers do you get for the $100 a month? Yeah, we just put that there because we honestly don't have good perks for a membership that is that high. There's just no way. So we just do that as a bit of a cheeky joke to be like, hey, thank you so much for being that amazing. So once I get back from town, we think we'll settle into a pretty good rhythm of I will curate a game list for Friday nights and have a room for you guys to suggest games. We'll let every member do that. And then I'll go into a room of the tier 2 members and say, hey, you can vote on this list. What would you like to see me and myself and Madam play? Because then I can be more in control with what we play. People got way outside in left field on games, and it just wasn't enjoyable for me and her. So, yeah. We want to kind of reevaluate, that one aspect. Because every Friday night playing games with her is a blast, but we need to be able to curate the list a little bit more. Those slide down an embankment and then jump sections are beyond frustrating. Yeah, I don't think you couldn't do a no death run in that game, because there are times where you feel I don't know. There are times where I feel like I die in that game and it has nothing to do with me. You know what I mean? Work and lurk with a little less work, but hey, no problem, Snow. No problem. Great hang this morning. It's been great. It's been great. By the way, guys, if you're ever trying to use the commands in chat, !shirt or coffee or !email, that's a great way to get in touch. We also have we've got one coffee order this morning. Don't forget, we've rebranded it, or we've rebranded it. We brought everything under Reforge. There it is, the new labels. There you go. And those are all great ways to support what we do, and everything else that we have here is ways to support what we do. We have the membership. You can !join or the join button, or gift those memberships. We appreciate that as well. The sequel will be incredible. The CGI trailer looks so good. Play Phasma with me. Yeah. I will never play that game with anybody. I didn't like it. Okay, ciao. I'm hoping for a fight against Tyr similar to that against Hercules in God of War 3. Oh, like we get him a body and fight him? You know what I mean? Do I pay $5 here on Discord? Oh, you do it on YouTube. It's a YouTube membership, and then when you get in the Discord, you can sync your Discord account along. You can sync your Discord account and your Discord and YouTube accounts. You can sync the two. And then you get all those benefits. I'm having a hard time what to play, PS5 or the Series X. It depends on what you're looking to play. You know what I mean? It depends on what games. Do you have Game Pass? Do you have PS Plus Premium? Like, what do you have? What games do you have access to? You know? I'd be playing through so many games right now if I wasn't, if I was just kind of sitting around trying to find something to play. I'd be playing through a lot of games on my PS5. On Saturday, I hooked up the PS5, the Series X, and the Switch, and me and my kids all played Fall Guys together. It was so much fun. Lono needs to stop mixing up Mimir and Tyr. It's okay, Boomer. I called him Mimir, and then everybody said Tyr. I called him Mimir this morning, and then now everybody's saying Tyr. No, I called him Mimir. I was right. I said that this morning, and then a bunch of people corrected me and said it was Tyr. I had it right, and people had it wrong. I've been calling him Mimir for weeks. You said give him a body. Yes, because literally an hour ago, 7 different people corrected me and said, no, that's Tyr. I called him Mimir. I said Head is making a comeback. He'll be in the game. Mimir will be there. And people were like, no, that's Tyr. And I was like, what? No. Tyr, God of War. Tyr's the Norse God of War. Oh, I think people were answering my question, or somebody said the Norse God of War, and I read that, and everybody said Tyr. Like 8 people said Tyr, and I thought people were correcting me, and I was like, I thought the Head was Mimir. Head is Mimir, Tyr is the big guy. Okay, so I had it right, and I thought I was getting corrected earlier. I was like, I just played the game recently. I swore that was Mimir. I misunderstood. Yeah, I misunderstood. I thought I was getting corrected by people in chat when they said that. Yeah. That was a misunderstanding. Tyr's the huge guy. Yeah. He like stands up and he's like twice as tall as Kratos. Sure. You think we have to fight him? That'd be bonkers. The Norse God of War. Okay. Somebody just put a question mark in chat. I'm not sure if are you trying to ask a question? I cannot read what you're typing. So you would need to type in English, please. I think other languages are dope, but I can't read them. Yeah, you typed, can you see what I'm saying? I can use Google Translate, but I'm not going to do that all afternoon. I'm not going to use that all afternoon. Sorry, I'm late to the party. What's going on? Why you mad, bro? I am mad because we are looking at a God of War Ragnarok state of play likely happening this Thursday, and I will not be able to cover it because I will be out of town. I thought this was a good opportunity to do a recap on the leaks that are pointing to the Ragnarok announcement being this Thursday, but also be a great opportunity for me to say, hey, I will not be here for about a week. And, yeah. That is, I thought it would be a good way to let everybody know, hey, I'm going to be gone. So, have you watched the Netflix Ragnarok series? No, I have not. Hi, Lono. Thank you for, I don't know what that amounts to. Is that a 5 spot? Thank you for the 5 spot so much. Bill Poggy 23. Appreciate that very, very much. Yeah. So we'll be streaming today and tomorrow, and then I'll be gone, and then I'll be back next week on Wednesday. So, do you really think the state of play will come out this Thursday, the 30th? God of War Ragnarok. I need the game, please. Please don't delay it. It's not getting delayed. There's no way. I don't think Cory Barlog came out of Twitter retirement to be cheeky about it not getting delayed. If it was getting delayed, they would have said something by now. They wouldn't be like teasing the community. That wouldn't go over all that well. So, I don't see that happening. That would be extremely, I think that would be extremely strange for them to like, almost like mess with the community. You know what I mean? I don't think that would go over very well. You know what I mean? Hey, we're going to consistently tease and make it seem as though there's no delay when there is a delay. Like that would not go over well. I think people would be pretty ticked about that. Okay. Oh, Philippine peso currency. Oh, okay. Philippine pesos. Well, thank you. Let's see if I can convert that. Is there a way to do that in Google? Can you just say in American? Oh, there's a website that'll do it. 50 is like $1. So like $1 American. That's like $1 an hour. Came back from vacay in Europe with the fam and have now spent 6 days. Oh, that sucks, Sven. That sucks. Of all the people to say it would be getting a delay, Corey saying it would hurt the least. Well, that's the thing. Like, I don't know. I need a Bloodborne 2 announcement, but I'd settle for a Black Wukong release. AC Valhalla Ragnarok or God of War Ragnarok, which has the closest mythos? I don't know, because I've not played either. God of War's not out. And then AC Valhalla Ragnarok I just didn't get a chance to play it. There was supposed to be something happening like this week and last week in AC Valhalla and in AC Odyssey, and nothing's happened. I don't know what's going on. I have no idea what's going on. Can't wait. Stalkers 2 and Starfield. PC, some new game. Yo, what's good, Zubair? Lono isn't really up to snuff on the Norse lore. Just say big guy. Just say big guy. God of War is closer, says Ant. Okay. Yeah, I guess that's true. Even if I had played the Assassin's Creed Valhalla Ragnarok, I wouldn't know. I wouldn't be able to tell you what's accurate and what's not. Wouldn't be able to. Not my wheelhouse. I have faith they'll make Bloodborne 2. We must keep the faith. Will it into existence. Valhalla is more combat oriented, not mythology. Yeah. I thought this month was when you were going to get the AC Valhalla Rogue mode, and then according to their calendar, before this month is out, something should be happening in Odyssey as well. So I don't get it. It's like you're running out of time. There's only a couple days left in the month. I don't know. You have no desire for a Bloodborne 2? I think people want a Bloodborne remaster before a Bloodborne 2, to be quite honest with you. I think that's more in demand than anything. I think that's more in demand than anything. Just from the just from the community, I think people would just rather see a remaster of that game than they would rather see them like pushing a sequel, you know. I think the update is tomorrow. You think that update is tomorrow? Oh, you think the Valhalla thing is tomorrow? Huh. Why? I loved Bloodborne, easily in my top 5. I am 100% speculating. 100% speculating. Like, in my mind, the community would respond stronger to a remake than a sequel. At least initially. Like, I don't know. It's probably 6 to 1, half a dozen of the other. I think it would probably be equal in strength. Reacting to Asmongold's video about what's the video again? What's he say? Gamers are so easily manipulated. That's what he claims. He claims that gamers are so easily manipulated, and I actually think there's something. It's honestly worse. It's not gamers. It's not gamers. I'm gonna whet your appetite and say it's not gamers, but we're gonna interact with what he says. Now, I'm here to tell you that he is not safe for work, okay? He's not safe for work. I'm going to give you that fair warning now. I like reacting to his stuff, but he swears so much, there's no way I can, like, turn the volume down. I've been wanting to react to a video that's, like, just more opinion-based, and not just, like, what Valhalla update tomorrow, the free game mode? I think so. Assassin's Creed Valhalla update brings the Bifrost bundle. So is that supposed to be tomorrow, or is that today? Oh, yeah, there it is. The title update will be out tomorrow, 28th, across all platforms. Oh, man. I wanted to play that. Maybe we'll have to check out Outriders and that, because I feel like people are going to want to see that rogue mode. I feel like they're going to want to see it. Okay. All right, we're getting ready to switch gears. Again, we think the way that we do reaction content has been received really well here. We've gotten a positive response. We've gotten new subscribers. We've gotten a lot of people to watch the VODs. I enjoy doing it. I enjoy dialoguing with, like, other people. But Asmongold is not safe for work. So if you want to switch to headphones or whatever you got to do, all right, whatever you got to do, Lono's going to switch streams, and we're going to get a God of War Ragnarok announcement in a few minutes. I can't go any longer. This stream's at 2 hours and 40. We don't like getting close to that 3-hour mark or beyond it, so nothing I can do. It'll help the VOD. Everybody will go watch the VOD and then maybe come over here and watch this thing, okay? Asmongold says that gamers are so easily manipulated, and I agree but disagree with some of what he's saying. We're going to look at his claims in his latest video. The latest video from Asmongold, gamers are so easily manipulated, I want to react to it. I've been really wanting to find videos that are more opinionated from people that are okay with reaction content. So if there's anybody out there that you'd love to see me sort of react to what they're saying, submit it below, maybe get in the Discord and submit it there. We like reaction content when we do it our way. We do it in a way that we feel is more driven by dialogue, discourse, conversation. We are going to be charitable to anybody that we do this with. I'm going to redirect everybody over from the stream this